cradle. Punch a sock and lock it. You don't own the table. You're about to learn first what they told you in my fable. Does the sky ever answer? Or are we just lost in the race? Or are we chasing those flickers in cold outer space? At your borderline. My head's swimming from these crushed up sevens. 2 more drinks and I'll feel like heaven. All this talking that started my engines revving. I hope God doesn't keep tabs after 11. Take a step back, you ain't no James Taylor. You act like everyone on the block needs to pay it. Put a socket and lock it. You don't belong at my table. You're about to learn first what they told you in my fable. Does the sky ever answer? Or are we just lost in the race? Or are we chasing those flickers in cold outer space? Stars at your borderline. Stars at your borderline. the valley of midnight, boys, yeah. Let's leave behind all these doubting voices. Let's go somewhere we can make loud animal noise. Let's go make animal noises. I picked you over all of the choices. Let's leave all these doubting voices. Let me take you somewhere where we can make animal noises. Let's go make animal noises. I picked you over all of the choices. Let's leave all these doubting voices. Let me take you somewhere where we can make animal noises. Let's go make animal noises. I picked you over all of the choices. Let's leave all these doubting voices. Take you somewhere where we can make animal noises. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, I want you to join us in welcoming the world's greatest DJ. His name is Till Mix. Ooh yeah, we partying with ghosts, 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 ghosts. They're the sexiest. Ooh yeah, partying with ghosts, 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 ghosts. Till Mix. Ooh yeah, we partying with ghosts, 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 ghosts. They're the sexiest. Ooh yeah, we partying with ghosts, 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 ghosts. Till Mix. Partying with ghosts, ghosts. We're partying with ghosts, ghosts. His name is Till Mix. Ghosts, ghosts. They're the sexiest. Ghosts, ghosts. We're partying with ghosts, ghosts.
All right, everybody. How
They're
is
the
everybody doing out
sexiest.
there today? We got a Wednesday,
Ghosts.
Bruvs
No gay
Unite.
demon
Hell yeah,
masks,
let's
just
pop off.
ghosts,
How's everybody out
ghosts.
there in the chat? I'm gonna turn these guys in a second, but first,
You're
we got
my
the one and
roller
only,
coaster.
the man from across the
Girl,
What's
you're
going
my
on, bro?
chicken
What the hell you got going on? You got
Baby, you're my Cincinnati. You're everything I need
I'm twice
to
as
get
nice.
up and make myself.
I just want to say, right? I just want to say,
You're my roller.
I don't want to wait for our lives to be over.
rest in peace, James Vanderbeek. Rest in peace.
Yeah. I'm sorry, people. I forgot to turn down the music. I always try to get all set up, get all excited, then the music's still going on. Now, what were you saying, James? You were saying James Vanderpeek? What the hell happened to him?
His life's over, like the song.
I don't want to wait
James Van Der
for
Beek,
our
rest in
lives
peace.
to be
I'm sorry,
over.
people,
Well,
I forgot
he's
to turn on the
over.
music. I always, yeah, facts, bro. Pretty crazy. I just saw that right before I came on, and everybody's like all sad about it.
The worst thing about it, right? He's still quite a young man. He was a young man, and someone said he had 6 kids. So I feel terrible for his family,
6
man.
kids, good for him though, man. Hell, let's fucking go. Then we
Yeah,
got,
he's left a legacy. But like, if anyone's not making that joke, you got to make that joke. Anytime you see, it, go, I don't want to wait for our lives to be over.
yeah. If you can, I know, right? That's all pre-COVID stuff. If we can remember that. But then we got our man from all the way down south in Miami, running a couple of keys up through the Everglades himself, Miami John. Miami John, what's going on today? How you doing, buddy?
What's up, Bruvs?
Uh,
It's so good to see you.
Vanderbeek, I heard that he knew
It's all
something about the
pre-COVID
Clintons.
stuff. If we can remember that. But then we got our man from all the way down.
Fucking hell.
Oh shit!
Jesus,
Oh,
Jesus Christ!
and then-
Real quick, Ray, did you address the music? The music's too loud, bro.
Yeah.
You still got that shit bumping.
I had it bumping. I turned it down. Thanks for jumping on. What do you do? You taking a
Okay.
nap, D-Wag? What you doing? You already asleep over there?
Yeah, I'm fucking shit. I was about to take a shit. No, I'm just kidding. I just want to come in here and make shit. You're sure shit was regulated. You know what I'm saying? Because the chat ain't putting up with it, Ray.
I know. I see the
Do
chat
better.
over there. I see the chat over there. They're grilling me, bro. I'm
Okay.
sorry, guys. I got like 2 or 3 different like video and audio things going on. My levels for the microphone last time were too low. I got a new mic. I had to try to turn that up. I got so many things I'm juggling. Then I got to be
Damn,
pretty
you got
and
the
happy.
$400 boy.
What now?
You got the $400 boy. The big. Oh, you got the expensive ass mic.
I got a pretty nice mic right here. Yeah, somebody dropped that in
Yeah,
the mail
boy,
to me.
damn.
What about that?
Woo.
Yeah, all right. D-Wag, you gonna hang around? You gonna go back to sleep? What are you doing?
Shit. I don't know. I might come back. I'll holler at you guys. Love the chat. See you guys.
All right, peace, D-Wag.
Yep. Bye.
All right, Miami John, what were you saying?
I was saying I heard he knew something about the Clintons.
Oh yeah, right. I mean, like I heard.
No, that's just a joke.
Oh,
me and
that
my
is a
friend
joke.
always.
Oh
Yeah, we just post shit all the time. We're shit posters, you know.
yeah, hell
Anytime
yeah.
someone dies, it's like, what did they know about the Clintons?
Well, bro, right now it's kind of like, what the hell is going on? All these Epstein files coming out, all this stuff coming out about like different people. You don't even know what to believe or what not to believe anymore.
Yeah,
like,
the Epstein files. Just everything that's coming out is just insanity. It's like everything that I've always known and said. This is, all my conspiracies point to this, and then it's like now they're confirmed. It's like it's still kind of a little. Even though I've been saying this stuff for like 20 years, it's still kind of like a shocker.
It
More
is
than
a
20
shocker.
years,
It
actually.
is a shocker because most good people don't think about this kind of stuff, and it kind of blows your mind. I'm going to jump out in the chat real quick to say what's up to everybody. We got Forrest Mommy. What's up, Forrest Mommy? Always good to see you. Always bringing that sizzle. Of course, we got D-Wag in the chat. We got King Yeti. What's up, bro? Shout out to you. We got Hillbilly Harry. What's up, bro? How you doing? Hope you're doing good. Hope Jared's doing good. We're rooting for him. 2026. Let's fucking go. 2028, I believe. Let's fucking go. Who else we got in the chat? We got, I'm scrolling through. Got a lot of chatters going on. Blue Lotus, shout out to you. She says, James is still styling as usual. Let's fucking go, James. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. We got Blue Bow Hubbo in the chat. Music's too loud. Sorry about that, everybody. I turned the music down. I forgot it was on. I had too many things going on. My bad. I'm still trying to get the hang of this. It's like flying a jet fighter, and you can't see all the screens at once. I was talking to somebody about getting more than 2 screens in order to see everything. We'll see how that goes. We got young Clippaverse. He's out there in the chat. Shout out to Riley. KF Sage, what's up, bro? How you doing? Hope you're doing great. We got Curly saying, yo, D-Wag, bow, what's going on? Shout out to you. And I think I got everybody. If I missed you, say something else so I can say what's up. But anyway, James, you got the double glasses on. You looking styling. You got some fans in the audience already. What's going on, bro? What's going on with the?
Have you
the new
noticed
style?
something? Have you noticed something, though? D-Wag's just popped on, and he's had to pop back off, and he's in the dark, and he looks an awful lot like that geezer that's gone and kidnapped that old bird over in America, isn't he? What's it, old Nancy Guthrie or whatever it is?
Oh.
D-Wag's looking a lot like that guy, you know. Put a ski mask on him, put a bally on him, and I swear down that's D-Wag, I'm telling you.
Yeah, I don't know about that, but you know,
He's wanting that 6 million in crypto, isn't he? So he can go off into the sunset.
Yeah, facts, bro. It's funny you bring that up because I had Samantha Guthrie right on the top of my list. I was going to talk about that real quick. Maybe not for the reason that everybody thinks, but you know, everybody knows that Samantha Guthrie, her mom got kidnapped and you know she got ransomed, or I don't know what's going on with that. However, the police, they used her Ring camera to get video. And you're thinking, okay, Ray, that makes sense, right? That's what the Ring camera's for. Except for the fact that she had her Ring camera turned off. She did not have a subscription, but the company was still recording through her Ring camera and storing the video on their servers. What do you think about that, James? That's kind of scary right there. What do you think about them?
Don't have a Ring camera. Don't have an Alexa. Everyone's spying on you. You know what I'm saying? I got my phone the other day, right? And like I hadn't turned on this like Google Gemini thing, right?
Yeah.
And I was in the fucking supermarket, like, and I shouted out to my mum. I go, oh yeah, look, I need some new like shaving stuff. I was like, they got one of those shavers. What do you think? You know the ones where they're just like a ball,
Yeah.
and you go like that. Fucking, and then the Gemini thing was on. The next thing I know, it hooked up to my Amazon account, and it was giving me a list of all these shavers that I could buy. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? I'm like, fucking hell, I didn't ask, bruv.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Of course, I'm going to buy it from Amazon, but I don't want that shit coming up voluntarily. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. The AI creep is horrendous. It's crazy. And the constant use of cameras, especially in England. Miami John, I know you're a conspiracy theorist. What are your thoughts about this?
Well, it's funny because you know I'm always my ex. She used to have like 3 Alexas in the fucking in a 1-bedroom house. 3 fucking Alexas, one in the office, one in the bedroom, one in the. And I was like, you got, you know, over time, like I got her more into the conspiracies. Well, it's funny because eventually just said, nope, fuck these things, and like turn them off, put them up in the attic. But you know, I've been saying this shit for a long time. But then again, like everywhere we go, we all have a fucking over time. It's not any better. I got her more into the conspiracies. Well, it's funny because eventually, but did you see the Super Bowl commercial from Ring?
Yeah, that
turned them off.
crazy. No, what was the Super Bowl commercial from Ring? That's the next thing I was going to talk about. Was all these crazy ass Super Bowl commercials? What was the one from Ring?
Well, I didn't watch the Super Bowl, but I saw it on Instagram, and basically, they were saying, "Hey, you have rings. Look, this dog got lost," and the owner uploaded a photo of the dog, and our Ring cameras found, you know, with AI tracking or whatever, found where the dog went. And it's like, hold up, but how did it record? The Rings all just recorded all the time?
That's what I was...
And they're going to use it for tracking dogs?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, it's going to stop at dogs? Yeah, right.
Exactly. That's what I was saying about this Samantha Guthrie thing, is that they just admitted that the Ring camera and these companies, they record continuously 24/7, and they put all of that footage onto their servers. So they have access to it. Even when you don't think that it's on, it's still on. And
it's the same with the Alexas. You know, they have to be constantly listening for the identifying words to activate it.
Right.
So they're always listening, and I'm sure they're always recording. There was a guy who, God, it was like 2, 3, maybe 4 years ago. He ordered, he had an Alexa or whatever, and he blurted out the N-word or something.
Oh.
And then the next thing you know, like his Amazon account got blocked, or
oh yeah, I heard about that.
There was some real world consequences over it. I think Revenge of the Sis talked about it.
Yeah, the OTC guys talked about it. No, it's true. It feels like that's coming down the path for us, and you know, more and more they're trying to tell us that it's solving all of these little minuscule problems that we don't really have in order to install this technology that we don't really need. And then they're going to flip the switch on us, and all of a sudden we're going to be behind the 8 ball on that.
I mean, I think the switch has already been flipped, and now they're just like normalizing it in people's minds after the infrastructure is already all over the place. Yeah, because everyone has a fucking Ring and an Alexa and you know, the phones, everything. We all have these fucking trackable devices that do video and audio.
Well, you know, especially with like AI and how AI, everybody's all excited because they can make some dumbass video, but now your RAM is like 10 times more expensive. You know, all of these real world things that you're trying to use get replaced by these nonsensical, you know, I don't know what you want to call them. You know, these little things that you would just, they're almost like cartoons in the funny paper. You know, we make stupid ass videos, AI slop, they call it. But then it has the real world impact of increasing pricing, changing supply chains, you know, changing demand.
I think that's the that's on purpose.
I
you know?
agree.
I think it's on purpose. So I have mixed feelings about it. I think it's really cool. I use it a lot. I think that it's very valuable if you're using it to create stuff. Like, not this AI slop crap, but I've seen some really funny shit with these AI videos. I'm not even just talking about videos. Like, I'm using it to code, make my website, you know, help me with graphic design, because I can't draw for shit, but I can tell the AI to draw a pen and then draw whatever other asset I need and then Photoshop it all together. So I'm mixed about it because I like the AI, but they're using AI as a tool to make computing and stuff unaffordable.
Yeah.
And so what's happening is, you know, the whole you will own nothing, you'll be happy. Well, NVIDIA already has a service where you can rent their GPUs online to play video games for a monthly fee. And eventually people just aren't going to be able to afford computers. And then that's when, because right now AI isn't profitable. None of these companies are profitable. I don't know if you're aware.
Yeah, well, and YouTube, I don't even think YouTube's profitable.
That one I don't know. That one I honestly don't know. But with the AI, they're not profitable right now because they give out a lot of, like, when you have a $20 ChatGPT subscription, you can use easily $200 worth within your, you know, what it would cost you to pay if you were paying for it by the token, like $200 worth. And they're just using that to train their next AIs.
Yeah.
It's kind of like Uber, right? They were losing money in the beginning. They kept losing money. And then eventually the point is they're going to get these self-driving cars, and then there's going to be profit only.
Yeah, that was my point by bringing up YouTube, is that they create these these technology companies that run at a loss so that there can be no competition, because who else can do that? That should be the first thing to let you know that is the government that's running that that industry.
Yeah.
And then what they do is get everybody to accept the technology first, then they get people dependent on it, and then they use that technology to change your way of life and your behavior patterns through monetization. Then even later they do it through censorship rules or terms of service, so that it starts to change the way that you behave, and it becomes an alchemical process that changes who you are. And at the root of all this, why we started, was because these stupid videos, right? Oh, I want to see her in a bikini, you know. We think it's all innocuous, right? We think it's no big deal. But
now I'm interested in this conversation.
That's what I was going to say. I was going to bring James in here. It's much better to go out and try to, take your swings in life and get a girl in a bikini than do the AI thing where you basically don't develop who you are as a person, and stay away from rejection. You stay away from all these things that shape great humanity, great men, and you hide in technology. That's my fear of what technology is being used for. What are your thoughts about that, James?
I just don't like it, period. London, I don't like going to London anymore, because London is very much, it's like a surveillance state. Where I come from, Croydon, they have the most CCTV cameras in Europe.
Wow.
It's one around every corner, and they're using facial recognition. So, and the government wants to, and this government, the Labour government, is a government that infringes on your rights every single day. Like, I'm always like, I want less government, not more government. I want more government decisions being made at a local council level in my area. I don't want London and Westminster having control over my life. You've seen how it's going, aren't you? Like, they're telling us, the online safety bill that came in, I was telling you about it, wasn't I? Where, basically they make it difficult for you to go on social media. They basically blocked you from watching 18 plus content, including pornography, where now you have to give your driving license, your passport, facial recognition, and a credit card just to get access to a pornographic site. Well, the guy that was behind that, who worked with Labour, he's a Jewish guy, liver on something. He's just been busted for child pornography.
Yeah.
And he was the guy that brought in the online safety bill because he said we need it to protect children. Turns out he was a predator.
Yeah.
And Labour have been caught with 3 other predators. And these are the people that want to bring in digital ID, want to have a camera around every corner, want to know what you're doing, when you're doing it, every single hour, every single minute of every single hour of every single day. And it's gonna spread throughout Europe. You know what I mean? Because they're having a pop at Elon Musk and X. We're becoming a surveillance state. Yeah. And I think if it can happen in England, it can happen anywhere.
Yeah. I'm going to come to you in a second, John, and ask you about how Discord, they're just now starting to roll out age verification on Discord. But let me jump in the chat real quick. We got Darren in the chat. He says he's just trying to coom. I hear you, Darren. We got Curly. He says, do your own alchemy. Zever says they try to make you dependent. That's true. Hillbilly Harry says they always use our laziness against us. That's 100% true. They totally do that. There was another good comment that I wanted to get to. King Yeti, he said that YouTube hasn't been profitable. They're just used by their parent company. I believe their parent company is Alphabet. So I believe that's what's going on there. But John, did you see how Discord is now going to roll out age verification through either facial scans or digital ID upload? And they were also, if you say, like young people jargon, like some slang, like if you say 6'7" too much or on God too much in the chat, then they're going to make you do an age verification. Did you see that by any chance?
I did see that they're going to be rolling out age verification. I didn't see that they're going to actually monitor your specific, every user's specific chats to see what kind of slang you use. That's wild. That's, I mean, you got to figure they're kind of monitoring stuff anyway. You never would have thought that they were monitoring stuff that closely. That's a little scary. Asmongold had.
They're going to have a lot of fun with my slang, ain't they?
Yeah. I mean, I tend.
I'm going to start saying word. I'm going to go into Discord and say, yeah, last night I plated this bird. And then they're going to look up plated and realize what it is. And they're going to like fucking, plated means you put a plate on a bird's face and you shit on it. Okay. That's what plated means. So I'm going to go into Discord later and I'll say, yeah, last night I fucking plated this bird.
Yeah. And then they're not going to know if you're talking about the sexual connotation or if you really cooked a bird and put it on a plate. Yeah, I get what you're saying right there. What were you saying, John?
Well, I tend to err on the side of like, even if it's something bad, it's the parents' fucking responsibility to monitor their kids and not let them wild on the internet, right? Like when we were kids, most people didn't have internet when we were kids, but it was kind of Wild West because it was a new thing that most people didn't know about. So people didn't know hey, we shouldn't just let our kids out on there, right? I remember like in the early days, it was like just AOL and services like that. And people were like chat rooms, like the news would show about chat rooms and like predators on chat rooms and stuff.
No, that seems so elementary now, doesn't it?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Big time. But it's the same kind of thing, but these parents have been on the internet by now. They should know to like not let their kids loose on the internet with literally everyone in the world. But they want to put that on the companies. Like parents should just be better parents. But Asmongold had a good point. He said, if they just got rid of direct messages, like 99.999% of all the grooming problems on Discord would just disappear. Valid point.
Well, that's true. But they don't want that to happen. They want to signal like they don't have any responsibility by shifting it to the parents. And then they want to make this technology as invasive as possible onto your platform and onto your children's platforms. Like you're saying, why is there direct messages on things like Xbox Live? How come you can, why is there that type of communication? Why can you file share? Why can you do all that kind of stuff?
I didn't even know you could file share on Xbox Live.
I've never been on different platforms. It might not be on Xbox Live. I could be wrong. Maybe the chat can fact check me, or DWAG if you're out there on Xbox right now. But they want to make all of this stuff all of these technologies so you get fully immersed in it, but then they want to turn around and make it the responsibility of the parent. And I do agree that it is the responsibility of the parent, but they also understand that when they unveil a new technology, the kids are going to be the first adopters, especially when they're putting the tablets in the elementary schools, they're putting the tablets in the high schools, they're putting these AI supported programs throughout the elementary schools and the high schools. I heard a study the other day that said that the majority of kids that are in high school can't even read at a high school level, much less even at an elementary level. Did you hear about that, John?
Oh, I believe it for sure, especially now with ChatGPT writing everything for everyone.
Right. And the teachers are just passing them along because they want to keep their numbers up. So it's going to create more and more of a dependency on this AI stuff within the next generation. It's not going to be good. James, what are your thoughts on that? AI going forward?
I don't blame the parents, man. I honestly don't blame the parents. I mean, back when I was young, as John said about people like being poor and that, I was so poor I didn't even have ball in a cup, mate. You know what I'm saying? And I was a bit of a young fucking tearaway. But nowadays, with the technological advancements, and we were talking about this, and we had a good stream on Saturday about it. But I don't blame the parents. Kids go to school, they're on their phone, right? And they're skipping school and they're doing county lines drugs where I come from. You know, they're drug dealers. Back in my day, right, I'm going to sound like a fucking old man. There was a kind of innocence about life. You know what I mean? We were outside kicking a football, playing cricket, rugby, having a couple of scraps. Now kids are bunking off school and they're selling drugs through county lines. They're running for the older. They use the younger kids because when they get pinched, they won't get a custodial. You know what I mean? They're too young. So the older gangsters, you know, the ones that, when I say older, the ones that are in their late teens and 20s, they use the young kids to run drugs across county lines. You know what I mean? This week we had a 12-year-old turn up to a school and he stabbed a 12 and a 13-year-old. You know what I mean? These kids are on a different level. They grow up so much quicker. They're into stuff at a younger age that we were never into. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
it's fucking crazy.
Well, it's
I was around Hailsham the other day, right? And it was like a nonsense paradise, right? You've got these young girls, they're fucking going to school, right? Fucking the shortest skirts you've ever seen, fucking makeup slapped all over their face. It's a fucking nut society that we live in now. Kids are growing up so fast, and they're not gonna not embrace the technology because that's how they're talking to everyone with their friends, you know, their boyfriends and all that. It's like everything's happening faster and at a younger age.
Yeah.
And you can't turn back the clock, can you? We said this, didn't we, on Saturday? Once the genie's out of the bottle, you can't turn back the clock. Yeah. You just can't.
Well, it definitely, kind of points to the whole Epstein files, that whole structure of trying to harvest the youth in order to supply, that energetics, that energy to the older people, whether it's, they're eating them or they're preying upon them or whatever that they're doing to them. It's the same thing that I was talking about earlier when I said, basically if you have Xbox or any kind of computer, and Darren fact-checked this for me just now, he said the Xbox Live only has file sharing within a local area network. But even if it does have the ability to file share, you can make that happen. You can probably, jailbreak it or whatever in order to share over IP or anything like that. And that's what these people do, is that they create these little tiny, alleyways digitally that nobody else can see and nobody else knows to look on it. I don't know if you guys remember, but back when the phones first came out, the digital or the smartphones, everybody was having these apps where you could make a folder that looked like a utilities button, but you could hide all your naughty videos or whatever it was inside of that, so that if anybody looked at your phone, they would just think that that's a utility. But then if you click on it, you put in your password or whatever, then you could put in whatever kind of files that you wanted to put in there. So these things are inherent in all of this technology. And the society is moving forward so quickly that it's really locking out older and older generations from participating in society because they're unable to keep up with technology. How do you feel about that, James? Is that something that you see going on in England, that like the older generations are being locked out of participation because they don't know how to run technology?
It's funny, isn't it? Because like my parents are still alive, and you've got my mother who's 69 years old, and you've got my father who's 68. And I very much take after my father, and I'm a bit of a Luddite. You know what I mean? I persevere with this technology, but I'm not on the level of like you or John, or I'm not that technological advanced. I push the button, I come on, and I have a bit of a laugh. And my dad's a bit like that. He really rejects technology, but he's someone who openly rejects it. He doesn't want anything to do with technology. Whereas my mother, she always comes to me and she says, "Oh, James, how do I do this? Can you help me get on YouTube? Can you help me get on that?" And you find that because we've lost the family, right? What happens in England now, you don't really see, once the children have fled the nest, they don't really go back. They kind of like are very distant from their parents. And then you get a lot of the older generation that are just living alone in a damp flat. They can't afford to heat their house. They can't afford to, have the internet or get a computer. All our libraries are closing down, so they can't get access to like computers at the library. And because the banks are closing, they're very isolated. Everyone, like we spoke about it, didn't we? Literally everyone we just live in our house now and we get everything online. There's nothing we can't get online. And the older generation, you know, they're the people that used to go down the shops, you know, get some food, get a pint of milk. That was their daily thing. But now they become so isolated because of technology. They used to go to the bank every day and withdraw their money. Well, banks are closing, pubs are closing. Pubs was a social hub, libraries was a social hub, but everything is closing down. And today, this was the thing. I saw something from Camden Council in London. And because Camden has got a very high Muslim population, the Muslims have now decided that they hate dogs. Well, they've always hated dogs.
Yeah, they don't like dogs. They don't.
They hate dogs, right? And we're a very dog. I don't know if America are the same, but we're a dog-loving nation. But they're saying we can't go to parks or green sites because people take their dogs there. So Camden have said we're going to start banning dogs from, you know, parks and green sites because it affects the community that is the biggest in our area, which is the Muslims. So you're seeing like us catering for a certain group, the Muslims, but leaving our old folk who have been the backbone of this country and have contributed their entire life. We're just leaving them to rot and die.
Yeah, that's social engineering. That's exactly what they're doing. They're utilizing, you know, the victimization of one group of people in order to change the rules for everybody. And then they're also bringing in this technology to change the rules for everybody. Nobody voted on this kind of stuff. Nobody had a fair say, yes or no. And they keep saying, hey, you know, it's a democracy. Miami John, what are your thoughts on this? It's a whole social engineering thing. We're seeing the Epstein files. We're seeing all of this stuff come together. Are we seeing a clearer picture of how our world is governed and how America and England is governed?
You know, I think most people are just stupid and have their head in the sand. So I think most people aren't. Now, obviously, if people are online watching stuff on YouTube of any kind of even slightly politically aware channels, yeah, they've probably already known this stuff. But most people, I think, are just like, they're not even paying attention.
Now, why do you think most people aren't paying attention? Are they falling for like the Super Bowl party? They just want to live their life, or is there a different reason?
Most people just work, go home, and they're just worried about where their next meal is coming from, where they're, you know, are they going to have enough for their bills?
Getting their daughter to soccer practice, that kind of thing.
Yeah. If they digest any news content at all, it's maybe like 20, 30 minutes a day at most. Well, you know, it's not going to be these deep dives on like, holy shit, the fucking beef jerky, right?
Right, yeah, the beef jerky. You know, I was watching Owen Schroyer, and I heard him say something that I disagreed with. He said, people get angry about this. Don't let them get away with it. And talking about the Epstein files. And I was kind of like, wait a minute. It's not our responsibility as people to hold them accountable. They should be held accountable by the people that we put in office and run the country. They do the laws. We have sheriffs. We have FBI. Why isn't the FBI being held accountable? John, I don't know if you saw Pam Bondi.
Because they're in on all of it.
Pam Bondi today, when she was being asked about the Epstein
look
file.
at the stock market.
Yeah, she was asked about how come there haven't been any arrests, and she goes, look at the stock market. Like, what do you do with that? You know, we're a people. We're looking at our own FBI that's supposed to be basically our arm of justice, and they're, giving us the old fuck you. What do we do with that?
The problem is our elected officials, now that Marjorie Taylor Greene is gone, we have Thomas Massey on the right and Ro Khanna on the left, who I disagree with all of his fucking policies, but at least he's fucking actually, crossing the aisle to work with Thomas Massey on this, which is like the most important thing to know, that not just our government, but pretty much all governments and all industries are run by a bunch of fucking pedos. This is the most important thing of our time.
Well, and then you have to ask the question, how come they're putting all that information out on Front Street now? Are they trying to make us basically be okay with it? I mean, there's nothing we can do about it as the people. Why are they releasing all these files? How come they're putting all this stuff out there? Or is it just there's so much of it everywhere? It just,
Can you trust it, though? Can you trust it? Or are they just showing you? Are they just showing you what they want you to see?
Right.
Can you trust it? I mean, conspiracy theorists have been proved right, like John says, haven't they? What do you call a conspiracy theorist now? Someone who knew what was going on. You know what I'm saying? There's no, you know what I mean? They've been proved right. But the Obama administration didn't give a fuck about this shit. Right. Nor did the Biden administration. The only reason that they give a fuck about this is because they think they can nail Trump to the cross with it. Otherwise,
Yeah.
these Democrats that are like grandstanding, they don't give a flying fuck. They just want to impeach Trump and get him out.
Yeah.
So that's the only reason that they're doing it. They're not doing it for any virtuous reasons because they want the truth to come out. They don't give a flying fuck about the truth. They just want to nail Trump to the cross as quickly as possible, get him out and get someone else in. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They're just biding their time until Newsom comes in. And then everything that you thought, like these people, they think, I've been seeing it. It was like with the fucking Olympics. Everyone was going on about how woke's dead. You know, Musk used to go on about it. It's going to come back with a fucking vengeance.
Yeah.
They are going to get, when the midterms are over and the Democrat and the Republicans get slaughtered, the Democrats are going to come back with a fucking vengeance.
Yeah.
They are going to shove everything down your throat. I truly believe it.
Well, you know, it's interesting you say that because I was watching the Olympics and I saw the curlers, the USA curling team, and they came out as anti-ice. They're from Minnesota. They didn't want they want ice out of Minnesota. What are your thoughts on that, James? I thought that was crazy. Here they are representing the country, and they want more immigrants to come into the country.
Imagine this. You take I'm going to use Hillbilly Harry's son as an example, right? You know, you train your entire life from a young age to get to the Olympics or the Winter Olympics, and you want to compete, but your main aim is to win a medal, bronze, silver, or gold. But then you've got these fucking journos, right, who are the worst scum, filth, right? And they ask those loaded questions to the athletes. And there'll be some athletes there that agree with it. They'll be like, yeah, good ice out. You know, we love immigrants. It's a nation of immigrants. The more, the better. But then you'll have people like me, say I was the athlete, or Jared, where you would be stuck between a rock and a hard place, weren't you? Because if you told the truth, you know that they're going to fuck you sooner or later, aren't they? Maybe you're going to lose out. Maybe they're going to kick you off the Olympic team. Maybe you're going to lose future endorsements or presenting or, a future career post your Olympic career. You know what I mean? So you're stuck between that rock and a hard place. I feel some of them won't be able to be honest and say, yeah, I agree with ICE. They're doing the right thing. We want to get rid of these illegals that shouldn't be in our country. And I know this for a fact because this week we had a guy, a Muslim, who was an illegal immigrant who shouldn't have been in this country, had no right to be here, came over on a boat, had no identification papers. He was put up in a hotel, and what did he do? He stalked and raped a 12-year-old girl. And now that girl's life is over. She will never, ever get over what's happened to her. And this piece of shit is just he hasn't been sentenced yet. He's going to go to prison. We can't even deport this fucker. You know what I mean? He stays in the country. We have to pay for it for however long he's in prison, taxpayers. And he's going to be in there and he's going to be sound as a pound because he'll hook up with the Muslim Brotherhood and no one will touch him. Because Islam runs our prisons now and he'll get a nice little fucking cushy life. But that girl's life's fucking ruined. Yeah. You know what I mean? So ICE are doing a good thing. You know what I mean? But you get these people. I saw today there was 2 fat slags screaming banshee, shouting at some dude who was just trying to do his job and make the area a better place. Because we don't know anything about these people. They've got no identification, no paperwork. We don't know anything about their criminal history. It shouldn't be wrong for anyone to say that these people shouldn't be in our country. They're illegal. And I think these people are so soft and weak, these Olympians. They should be concentrating on trying to win medals, representing their country and, flying the flag. This other shit is bollocks.
Yeah. The Olympics is not a place to go ahead and put forth a propaganda piece. John, when they're representing the country. I just saw in the chat, Hillbilly Harry said his boy would just talk about how great America is and how America rules. Isn't that the message that they should be communicating as a representative of the United States or their own country, is like how proud they are to be a part of that country?
I mean, look, during World War II, they had the Munich Olympics. We went and competed, and everyone put war and politics aside and just went and competed and represented their nations during World War II. During the whole Beijing Olympics, we didn't say, oh, no, we're not going to go there because they have Uyghur slaves.
That's right.
That they're making products with.
That's right.
We went and we fucking competed. Why didn't any of these fucking... The Beijing Olympics were close enough that you could say some of these people were probably there.
Yeah.
Why weren't any of these fucktards protesting about, hey, there's actual literal slavery in China.
Yeah, why
No, they don't do that.
Why is there only
But then-
protests in one direction? That's a great question.
Yeah, but then
Yeah,
they'll
but
go
did you hear
on
him?
the.
Sorry,
No, go ahead.
carry on, John.
Oh, I was gonna say, but then they'll go on the world stage and say our government is fucked up because we want to kick people out that don't belong here,
Yeah.
that aren't here legally. Not like, oh, you're brown, you don't belong here. No, I don't. I'm not even saying that. I'm just saying that they came in illegally. A lot of them are just straight up criminals, aside from coming in illegally, and they're protesting our government over that. But they didn't say a damn thing about China.
No, that's right. And also to you, James, I don't know if you saw, but I saw some of the immigration reports that came out of the UK where it showed the different groups of people, and the white English were the only ones that were a net positive for the UK economy. Did you see that?
No, I didn't see it, but I'm not surprised because these people are a drain. You know what I mean? We've discussed this before, haven't we? They come over here and they're either like on benefits for life, a lot of them, you know what I mean? Or they go into the black economy so they don't pay taxes. So they become a net negative. And this is the problem with immigration as a whole. If your country, if these people that John's talking about, you're talking about, and I'm talking about, they genuinely don't believe in borders. They don't believe in borders. They don't think they exist, and they don't want them to exist. They believe people should just be able to walk in, walk out willy-nilly. They don't care because usually the consequences have never come to them personally. There isn't a member of their family that's been affected by a crime that's been committed by an illegal migrant. You know what I mean? So it's like, as long as it's not touched me, I don't care. I'm going to be virtuous. I'm going to say the right thing. I want people to like me. They don't have the balls to stand up for what they, like us. They don't have the balls to stand up for what they believe in. And this is what you've got now. I see them all the time. They're all crazy. These youngsters are crazy. They're so visceral and so angry.
No, they're very reactive.
And the way
it's more of a feminine, an emotional point of view. You know, a locus of thought process is more emotional, not as masculine. I completely agree with that. James, did you see in the Olympics, Jake Paul, his girlfriend Greta, she won a gold medal for the Netherlands, because she got that big ass. You know what I'm saying? Did you see that by any chance? You know what I'm talking about, James?
To be honest, to be fair, I'm not really a Winter Olympics guy. I think because England are so shit, right? They at the start, right? This is what they were saying, right? They were going, this is going to be England's greatest Winter Olympics, or Britain's going to greatest. We're going to win at least 8 medals, right?
Yeah.
So far, all of our medal hopes have finished fourth.
Yeah.
They've been stinking the place out and choking. You know what I mean? It's like typical of this country, right? We used to be great, but we're not great anymore. But we have to pretend that we're great. And another thing I was going to say about what John was said about the boycott, the German national football team, right, were trying to whip up everyone in Europe to boycott the World Cup. And I think the World Cup's in your back of the woods, isn't it?
Yeah,
It's in California.
I think it's in LA.
Right. Right. So Germany were trying to get the big nations like us, England, to boycott the World Cup because of Trump and ICE, and how Trump, the president, all nice and legal. He won the votes across the board because he was running the country the way he sees fit. The Germans didn't like it, so they were trying to pull the rug and, get everyone to boycott the World Cup. This is what you're dealing with. Europe is a nasty, nasty place. It isn't a place that Americans used to think, well, we'll go over there, we'll have nice food, we'll see the history, we'll see the culture. All the people over there now, they're on the political level, they are the scum of the earth that would sell us out in 5 minutes.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's really changed dramatically within the last 5 or 10 years. Shout out to Professor Grass. He's out at work out there. He's checking in. We got Hobo Chili Recipe. Shout out to you, bro. Good to see you. Did you, John?
So what's about this sexy ass girl that I'm missing? What's she about?
So, you got Jake Paul and his brother Logan Paul, right? Well, Jake Paul is engaged to this Netherlands speed skater, Judah, I think is her name, Jutta or Jetta, and she's that blonde girl, and she's got a big ass, and she just won gold, and that became the whole darling of the promotional propaganda component of the Olympics. Is that how they focus so much on him? He started crying in the stands and all this stuff, and everybody's like, oh my God, right before Valentine's Day, that's true love and all that kind of stuff. So they create this narrative to wrap around you know, this Winter Olympics that doesn't even seem like it's real. I remember a time like in, you know, back in the 2000s, maybe even the 90s, I don't know, when all Olympics, winter or summer, were important. Do you remember that, James? Everybody would stop and watch the Olympics. Now it feels like, oh, I didn't even know the Olympics were on. Who cares? It feels like it's almost like wrestling, like WWE, or it's like fake.
Do you know what it is? This is my fault. Competitive sport is now become secondary. Because of television rights, it's now an entertainment business.
Yeah, there's no competition.
And what we've got now, we've got entertainment meets reality TV. So it's the Winter Olympics meets Keeping Up with the Kardashians.
Yeah.
You know what really pissed me off? A lot of people, like, I like the NFL. A lot of people go, oh, the NFL's fake, right? Fair enough. But what annoyed me, right, when I turn on the TV and I watch Palace Burnley tonight, and Palace lost, I'm fucking gutted. But like when I turn on the TV to watch the NFL and the Kansas City Chiefs game was on, all I saw for most of that game was every time Travis Kelce touched the ball, fucking Taylor Swift, Ice Spice, and a fucking girls squad. Because Roger Goodell, being the piece of shit that he is, the Patriots hating fucker, right, who I can't stand. He probably rigged that Super Bowl so the Patriots wouldn't win. He probably done something to Drake May's arm. I don't know what he did, cunt. But like fucking, he wants it because he wants the people that are not into sport to watch it. Have you noticed that? The people that actually enjoy sport, we're seeing it being changed the way we don't like it to try and cater for the people that don't like sport. Did you see as soon as Taylor Swift was into it, we had Swifties going on about the NFL 24/7. Yeah. And now Travis Kelce's going to retire. You won't hear a peep from the fucking Swifties about the NFL. They'll have to find a new power couple.
Yeah, they'll get another woman to do it. It'll be a new power couple. All of sport has become a soap opera now. You know, you got every sport's become a soap opera. It's not real. Shout out to
like David and Victoria Beckham in football in our country.
Yeah,
it was a soap opera that was a prison through David and Victoria. What's David wearing? Yeah. What's Victoria doing? Yeah. Where are they going out to dinner? Right. That's why Alex Ferguson. This is what happened, right? Do you know how David Beckham would have spent his entire career at Manchester United if he'd have never married Victoria Beckham? Yeah. But because Victoria Beckham was a Spice Girl, she got him hooked on the celebrity lifestyle. So do you know what Sir Alex Ferguson did? He got so fucking pissed off, he kicked a football boot and it smashed him right in the nut. A football boot went right in his face. And he bombed him out and sold him to Real Madrid because he said, when you play for me, when you play for Alex Ferguson, it's Manchester United first, not Manchester United second. He said, you're a footballer. You're not a fucking playboy.
Yeah.
That's why they bombed out George Best back in the day, because he was another playboy.
Yeah, facts. You know, it's just become a soap opera. There's no more meritocracy. We got Riley jumping in on the stream. Riley, what are you up to? I see you over there. Are you painting? What do you got going on over there?
Yeah, I'm just practicing watercolors. I'm using Mandalorians because I don't have Power Ranger stuff.
Let's fucking go, bro. It looks great.
I'm making them Power Ranger styled.
Yeah.
Oh, you like it?
Yeah, no, it looks great.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I'm trying 3 different styles. So like this one, you have the wet applied watercolor.
The wet on wet.
Water. Yeah, wet on wet. And then this is dry, and I'm trying to just do like the different values over here.
Yeah, watercolor is
you can't even see the yellow anymore.
Watercolor is a lot of fun because it actually paints with you, as opposed to the other things. It'll do effects for you. It'll change the values. It'll, you got to stay up with it. But that's awesome.
And this one's more like color lifting.
Yeah,
anyway.
I see what you're going for there. Yeah, it looks great, man. You're doing a good job. What are your thoughts on this whole soap opera thing about sports and how it's all scripted and it's all about pushing narratives in order to generate a bigger viewership? What are your thoughts about that, Riley?
Well, and it's definitely, unfortunately, about selling sports to Taylor Swift fans instead of about selling sports to sports fans. Yeah. I'm not a sports fan, so I try to ignore stuff I'm not participating in instead of ruining it for the fans of it, like James.
Right,
dude, I'm sorry that's happening to you.
Yeah, I don't want to be a tourist.
And I'm the total opposite. I hate all this comic book stuff, and I want to ruin it.
Well, I'll hold the gate.
Yeah,
you're not gonna get past me.
Yeah, we've got it, Riley.
Protected comics.
Riley, the gatekeeper over there, love it. Yeah, John, what are your thoughts on the whole, creating different soap opera narratives through sports? How everything is becoming, feminized and fake, and it's not real. Did you by any chance, John, see that the guy at Rumble's making this new sport where these big huge men run at each other and collide with each other and fall down? Did you see that by any chance?
This sounds just about as dumb as the slap fighting thing.
It's along those lines, yeah.
At least the slap fighting thing, it's like there's a little skill to it, but this is just like two people running into it. I hadn't heard about this.
Yeah.
It's kind of ridiculous, though.
Two heavyweight men running full speed at each other from like 30 yards away, and they meet in the middle, and they knock each other out, or whatever happens, they stand up. There's a couple of videos.
Do they run head first, like head-to-head contact?
It can be head-to-head contact. They're not wearing helmets or anything.
Can we sign up Ethan, Ralph, and Frog Tony? I want to see that one.
Yeah, I think Frog Tony might have him on mass alone right there, but no facts. No, but that's
he can dodge too. He can do a little frog leap.
No, you can't move though. You have to run into the other person. They're able to put
Frog
in.
Tony's gonna cheat.
They have mouth guards that they put in. But yeah, I've seen people get knocked out. They get, when they get knocked out, they get like that rigor in their hands and their arms, which means like concussed, that they get concussed, and it's a concussion. So it looks terrible. Are we moving more?
What's the payout?
I don't know what the payout is. If it's going to be on Rumble, it can't be that much of a payout. You know what I mean? It's not like they got a ton of money over there.
Have you seen that fucking arseholes everywhere? I can't on my timeline, that Chris Pavlovsky or whatever.
Yeah, that's what it is.
He was at the Super Bowl, wasn't he?
Yeah.
And he was tweeting about that ridiculous halftime show with Kid Rock. I mean, it's terrible, isn't it? That fucking Bad Bunny was lame, but that fucking right-wing bullshit was fucking worse, man.
They were both terrible. Yeah, they were both terrible.
Fucking hell, man.
Yeah, and then did you see like Kid Rock came out and trying to defend the fact that he was lip singing and saying he wasn't, that it was a technical issue? I couldn't believe that. I was like, why even say that, bro? Why even say that?
You got to be desperate, though, ain't you? It's bad, though, isn't it? Right. I feel sorry for people on the right. If Kid Rock is like your standard bearer, you're fucked, don't you? And when it comes to the entertainment industry, you need it's like fucking, I'm watching this, fucking Night of the Seven Kingdoms, right? And they have this trial of 7. And so you have to get 6 other people to come with you. Fuck, if the conservative right wing lot were doing the trial of 7, who the fuck would they get? They'd have to rope me in. I'll be like the cool guy for him or something. I don't fucking know.
He definitely.
You know what I mean? Me and you or something. Us lot. But like if Kid Rock is your standard bearer, you're gonna lose every time. You know what I mean? It was ridiculous to put up an alternative. You know what I mean? They should have just let the Bad Bunny thing happen. Let the dog shit, don't make a big deal out of it. Just roll with it.
James, what did you think about the Bad Bunny? Did you see it? Were you offended by it, or was it no big deal? Or what were your thoughts?
I was offended by the New England Patriots and Drake May. So by the time the halftime show came along, I was like, I just wanted to pick up the TV and pound it with my fist. Yeah. I was like, you can't, when you support a team, right? And they come so far, but at the end they screw the fucking pooch. You know what I mean? Yeah. They don't even compete. It's a terrible thing to make it to the final and not even compete.
I know.
So by the time I said, I don't care about some fucking Puerto Rican mong or Lady Gaga or Ricky homosexual. You know what I mean? Yeah. That shit might be. I mean, imagine when you're playing, right? It's supposed to be America's sport, innit? It's America's pastime, and you're just catering for this niche leftist. I'm gonna show Trump, fuck ICE. That's all it was. I'm going to show Trump fuck ICE. Most of the people that actually watch American football are fucking right wing, mate.
Yeah, facts.
Seattle might not be right wing, but fucking Kraft is. Yeah. He's always hanging out with Netanyahu having a high old time, isn't he? Yeah. That's why they lost, right? That's why fucking Netanyahu put the jinx and the juju on him. That's why the Patriots lost. Yeah, I'm blaming Bibi. Well, I'm blaming fucking Bibi and Roger Goodell.
Well, I guess Kraft was in there getting his massage, John,
if it was scripted, dude, it was all anti-American propaganda. The stage wasn't built for anybody there. The show was cutting off visibility the way the stage was designed. It was all for television broadcast to Puerto Rico.
100%.
I mean, it's insane.
It was designed for South America. Yeah, it was designed for Latin-speaking countries.
That's why the Patriots lost.
Yeah, that's why. Well, there you go. They're sending that message. John, what did you think? You're in a big, Latino market.
It's funny that Riley said that about the Patriots lost. It was rigged, because I remember when the Super Bowl after 9/11, the Patriots were like major underdogs and won, right?
Right, yeah.
It's like the symbolism of it all. But that Super Bowl, so everyone's like, I hate Bad Bunny or I love Bad Bunny. It's funny, I see people like friends who I know that are like of Latin descent but don't even speak Spanish are like, this performance was everything to me.
Oh.
Like, I'm seeing this all over my Instagram and shit. It's like, really?
Yeah.
It's that big to you? Is that important? You don't even like sports. You're a woman.
But it was like a cultural statement for them, wasn't it? It was like they were planting their flag and saying, fuck you, white America. This is our time and this is our country.
Yeah, I felt like that.
To me, that's not even the main story. That's the distraction story.
Okay, what's the main story?
The real actual main story is that this is an American sport. It's the only sport that is like purely American, right? Like baseball is pretty international now, at least with Latin America, right? Like
and Japan.
Half of baseball is like either Asian people or Hispanic people, right? So it's not, that game has gone global. The NBA already sold us out to China.
Yeah.
When they stopped allowing custom jerseys that say things like free Hong Kong or like Taiwan, anything. This is just the biggest slap in the face of Americans in the sense that this is the NFL, who their main fan base is here in America, saying we don't care about Americans. And not only that, but we're going to go get our marketing dollars elsewhere.
Yeah.
This is, to me, more of a signal of, one, the whole global homo thing, and two, them saying the American consumer isn't important to us anymore because America's collapsing. And that's how I view this whole statement. Yeah, more than anything.
I agree. I saw it more as like they were opening the doors for, Latin America. Riley, what do you think about that? As far as if you were going to create a narrative, could you see that being in the narrative? Say, for example, if you were put in charge of the NFL marketing, you needed to get new customers. Is that something you would do?
Yeah, demoralize the Americans who were already complaining on Twitter so that you don't have to worry about when they stop watching. You can just say, oh, it's because they're racists. And then you appeal to the other demographics. Everybody has streaming now, so more people are watching sports in other countries that are willing to spend the money on the jerseys that don't say anything offensive to them. Yeah. It's a good marketing plan.
It reminds me a lot of what Yuri Bezmenov said when he was talking about how to, basically the 4 stages of taking over America from the Soviet Union point of view through, disinformation, through demoralization, and all those 4 steps. I can't think of them off the top of my head. I just had them, but I forgot them. But what did you think about the whole thing as a football game? Did you see it? The football game, the halftime show, and then the counter halftime show with TPUSA. What were your thoughts about the whole event? It just seemed like
I've only seen clips, and I just think the counter halftime show idea was stupid. Like it was already said on the panel. Just let them make a bad halftime show at the NFL, and then you guys can brag about it next week. Instead, you've made an unforced error and embarrassed yourself by going out and doing another worse show. Because people weren't happy about the Kendrick show last year.
Right.
They're reaching out to hip-hop's the biggest genre in the world, so they're trying to stay in that realm. But they're reaching out to people who connect to activists. For sure.
Riley, who should they have had as their halftime performer?
Well, every year should be Ye, of course. Yeah. Modern day Michael Jackson.
I knew he was going to say that.
I did too. Yeah, facts. James, who do you think they should have had as a halftime show?
Come on. Don't fuck with me, man. Dua Lipa.
Okay.
Fucking hell, mate.
That wouldn't have been bad. Yeah.
That would have been good.
Dua Lipa. You want the real biggest female star, right? Because Dua Lipa, she can do it all, mate. She can fucking split the G. She's hot as fuck. She's a great singer. Man, this girl can do fucking anything. She looks good in. You could put her in a right. Do you know how I rate a girl, right?
Yeah.
If you could put her in a bin bag and she's still the fittest bird in the room, right?
Yeah.
So imagine like a black bin bag, right? She'd make that fucking work because she's just so hot and she would front it.
Yeah.
I mean, this fucking girl, man, that's the only girl I can think of. But if I was in a room, I'd get tongue-tied and my tongue would be on the floor. I wouldn't even be able to function. I wouldn't even be able to function.
Bro,
I wouldn't
she
even
does
be able
have
to
an
function
ass.
at a normal level.
I'm not
I
gonna
wouldn't
lie.
be able to function at a normal level.
Great
You know what I'm
ass.
saying? But going back to what Ronnie was saying. Sorry, no, Ronnie, you go on, man. You go on.
And she has ass appeal. She has mass appeal. Even EVS, like, you know, an older demographic of people with interests that aren't like related at all to pop singers are fans of Dua Lipa, I've noticed. So people would have actually recognized her. The jarring thing about the Kendrick performance was that nobody knew who Kendrick Lamar was. And I was under the illusion he was more famous than he was. It wasn't until the UMG lawsuit that we started to realize, oh, everyone was under that illusion.
Yeah.
Because TDE was faking streams.
Well, and the other thing is that you cannot, entertain an audience solely lyrically. You're going to have a melody and a beat in order to carry that.
Sure, yeah.
That's kind of what the halftime show is all about, and that's kind of like Kendrick Lamar is a lyrical, genius kind of person.
Do we have any rock stars left?
Good question.
Metallica.
John.
Bruce
Maroon
Springsteen.
5,
Bruce
could do it
Springsteen. He
again.
just released that really good song, didn't he? What was it? What's it called? Streets of Crybabies or something? I can't remember what the title was.
I saw he released something. Yeah, that was terrible. He's cringe. Oh man, he's cringe.
Yeah.
John, what are your thoughts? Who would you pick to do the halftime show next year? If you were put in Robert Goodell's shoes or Jay-Z, is everybody saying that Jay-Z picks the halftime show? Okay,
He does. He's in charge of entertainment in the NFL now.
So John, if you grew your hair out, you got dreadlocks, and you were all of a sudden Jay-Z, who would you pick for the halftime show?
I would pick Metallica. Straight
Metallica.
up.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
They're big football fans. They're America. Like, there's nothing more American than fucking Metallica.
Yeah.
That's who I would pick.
Metallica would be a good choice. Yeah.
And I'm not. Say what you want about the activist stuff. I was fine with Kendrick Lamar. Like, it didn't offend me or anything.
Well, no, I
think Kendrick Lamar's a good
I
artist.
liked it.
No, I think Kendrick Lamar's good. I just thought he would
It was
get
a great stage show, too.
Yeah,
but nobody knew who he was.
and he would
so it didn't work.
Well, also because the lyrics.
I think a lot of the
he had a better
youth
reception.
people knew who he was. Like, the older people didn't, sure, but I mean,
He's
I'm
fucking tiny,
46,
though, isn't he?
and I knew
He's
who
a
he
fucking
was.
tiny
He's
man.
a fucking midget. You would fight him because he's that short.
I know, mate. I'll fuck that guy up, mate. Is he still feuding with Drake? Because I'm into the
now
gangster
it's a legal
shit,
battle.
and
No, it's the
I
least
heard-
gangster.
Yeah.
It's like the Jewish gangster
We
kind of
got,
thing where they're fighting in court.
Shout out to Scribe Comics in the chat. We got Tank Ferret. He says Metallica they're old now, too old for that.
They are old,
they are
but
old.
like, can you name a good rock artist that's up and coming now?
Oh man, the funny thing.
I mean,
is,
there's a couple of good ones, but no one that's big enough to do the Super Bowl.
okay. Who was
They
the?
always pick the same wank, don't they? Like Foo Fighters. It'd be Foo Fighters or something like that,
Well,
wouldn't
Foo
they? And,
Fighters is for old farts too.
Coldplay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Who was?
but they want to pick people that have a political bent, don't they? Now, don't they?
Of
It's
course,
like, remember
yeah.
Green Day? Who was it who was crying their eyes out? Was that fake? Who's that slag? Who's married to that Gino? What's her name?
I'm not following who you're
I'm
talking
not
about.
sure who you're talking
Keanu
about.
Thompson? Is it Keanu
Oh,
Thompson?
okay, yeah.
She was fucking crying when Green Day were in.
Oh
Something,
yeah, I
you know
saw
what
that.
I mean?
Yeah. No, that was
Oh, for
crazy.
fuck's
God.
sake, man! Green Day are the biggest wankers are going. You know what I mean? They're all their whole act, right? They used to be cool, right?
Yeah.
Back in the day, but their whole act now is like fuck Trump. That's all they are.
Oh, yeah, they're-
Three old tossers saying fuck Trump. It's lame.
They're all-
That's not rock and roll,
Yeah,
mate.
they're
It's
all
not punk rock.
propagandists. They're all turncoats.
Yeah,
On the
they could pick literally anyone. The guy that they picked specifically said, "Fuck you, America. Learn Spanish."
yeah, that was wild.
Like, that's wild. You're like, automatically you're turning off like 80% of people right there
Yes.
in America.
yeah.
It's not even at that point. You're not even saying, "Hey, we're immigrants and we like you too, so please accept us." Right? They're saying, "No, fuck you. We're here to fucking change your way of life."
Yeah.
2 years ago, 3 years ago, whatever it was, 4 years, I don't know. The Super Bowl that was down here in Miami, they had Jennifer Lopez and the other hot bitch from South America. Yes. No one complained that they were two hot Latin women.
The facts.
they also didn't say, "Hey, Americans, learn fucking Spanish,
Yeah.
or else you're not gonna enjoy this."
Yeah.
You know, like
That Nelly Furtado's got fat. Have you seen her?
Oh yeah, bro. Man,
haven't, no.
she ate all the men. Nelly Furtado, the man eater, ate all the men. I saw that. On the John in the chat says, could Riley fight Kendrick Lamar? Riley, could you fight Kendrick? I don't know what on the John says.
I respect him too much.
Okay, I think he was making a short joke there. I'm not sure.
Do you remember Rage Against the Machine during COVID? Tom Morello, they were the fucking worst.
Go
They
get
went
the
from "fuck you, I
vaccine."
won't do what you tell me" to "we'll do what you tell us."
All right,
You know,
that's a good point. Go on, John.
Rage Against the Machine played at the first show I ever went to, which was Lollapalooza '96, I think. Metallica was the headliner, Soundgarden, and Rage. I fucking loved Rage. I didn't agree with their fucking political messaging, right? Because they're commies, but they at least had a fucking message in their music, and they supposedly believed in it. And then all of a sudden, it's like Hillary Clinton's the best, Joe Biden's awesome, Kamala Harris is great. Get the fucking vaccine, you fucking idiot.
Yeah, all of these people who are supposed to be rebels, rock and roll, they sold us out. They turned out to be the biggest stooges of the machine that there is. We got on the John said Pitbull would have rocked halftime. I agree. Pitbull would have been great. Santana, I remember when he did the halftime show, he was fantastic.
I didn't even know he did a halftime
Santana
show.
and Rob Thomas, they did it
Honestly,
back in the day.
My personal opinion, there hasn't been a halftime show that was worth watching since Prince.
Oh yeah, Prince was
Hot
incredible.
The Rihanna one was really good, bro.
The Rihanna one was pretty good. I remember when she
I
went
didn't
up into
watch
the
it.
sky in the red outfit.
Check that one out.
Yeah, that was pretty crazy.
Honestly, Kendrick's stage show was really good too. It was versatile. The 4 different segments. I like the Sam Jackson narrator.
Yeah.
So
We got Tank Ferret in the chat. He says, for fuck's sake, with all due respect, with the bands you guys choose, we might as well dance the Charleston while we're at it. I don't know. I think
Well, yeah, it should be like
Make a suggestion.
yeah.
Who would you recommend?
Yeah. Who do you got?
Tank.
Tank. Who do you
Give
got
us someone.
for the halftime show?
like Nickelback would kill it. Like it's got to be somebody old enough that everybody knows 4 of their songs.
Well, what about like people like 6ix9ine? Would you have him on? Would you have him do it?
He doesn't have enough hits.
Yeah, maybe you'd have to put together the whole like the SoundCloud rappers, put them all together and have them kind
I
of.
just want someone who's going to get up there, right, play the hits, right, and not be used as a political pawn. You know what I mean? I don't want to hear about your fucking politics. I don't want to hear about your politics. I don't give a fuck if you're left, right, down the fucking middle. I just want you to get up there, right, play the fucking hits like your life depended on it, and entertain the crowd. Because that Super Bowl was one of the worst Super Bowls in living memory. The Patriots suck. Right? They sucked. And Sam Darnold is a dog shit quarterback. And the only reason Seattle won is because they had a good defense. It was boring as fuck. So the least you could do at halftime is put on in there. You should have got a load of fucking strippers out there, mate. That's what I want to see. I want to see fucking strippers on poles. Dwarf strippers on poles.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
I remember everybody.
It's very specific, James.
Yeah, James.
Well, you said I like dwarves, so get a fucking dwarves at it. I don't know. Anything, you know what I mean? I
remember
don't care.
everybody was saying how great the Creed halftime show was to bring that kind of vibe back, back when they did it like in the early 2000s. Creed had a great halftime show. I don't know if you guys ever saw that one, but the clips were going around. I thought that was fantastic.
The problem is they
Maybe
don't
next
care
year
if
we
they
can
lose-
get a Dawson's Creek reunion at halftime. Oh, sorry. No, can't.
Oh yeah, because
That ship sailed, boys. No
James-
Dawson's Creek reunion.
Yeah. No, but that is the state of contemporary music. What were you going to say, John?
I was going to say they don't care if they lose money in the American market right now, if they're, pushing out a political message that they want to push out and gaining some international presence, which they've been trying to do because they have the game. The Jaguars are basically like the London team now, and they have games in Mexico City and in Spain and in a couple other places every year. So they're trying to push this whole, the NFL out to the world kind of thing.
Do you think that'll work?
so
Do you
they-
think the NFL will go international and stay international?
There'll be a London franchise, guaranteed. First
I think
franchise
it's
be
going to
London.
have to. I think it's going to have to, honestly. It'll probably be Jacksonville, the Jaguars, but so that you guys can call them the Jaguars or whatever the fuck.
Oh, fucking hell. That means we have to have Shad Khan and his idiot fucking son over here. Mr. AEW Wrestling. Have you seen that, right? I'm not into wrestling, but AEW is the most woke wrestling product ever. As soon as Bad Bunny had finished his performance, it was like, can we get Bad Bunny in AEW? You know, fucking, he'd probably be jerking off with CM Punk, that other prick.
Well,
you know what I mean? I fucking hate that guy.
It's funny you bring up the whole WWE thing, because isn't that what sports is becoming? Aren't they engineering sports to become more of this soap opera so they can maximize profit?
They want the crossover, don't they? They want the Paul brothers. They want Bad Bunny. They always do the crossover during WrestleMania season. You know, we got to get the entertainers on there. Fuck, Trump used to be on there. He was at a couple of WrestleManias before everyone hated Trump.
Did you guys see that interview with Logan Paul and what's his name, the quarterback, Tom Brady? Did you see that? They're going to go play a flag football, and they were having like this back and forth trying to get everybody hyped for it. Did you see it, John, by any chance?
No, I didn't see that.
Riley, did you catch that? See that clip anywhere?
Nope.
Yeah, so you got Tom Brady, and they're sitting down having a little podcast with Logan Paul, and Logan Paul basically says he's a great athlete. Tom Brady says you're cute. You're not a great athlete. Great athletes play football and do real sports. They don't do wrestling. And then Logan Paul like had a come apart about it. He like got all pissed off about it. Or no, it was the wrestling brother. He got all pissed off. I get him confused which one is which. But I thought that was
the other funny. One's got CTE. The boxer's a CTE brother, isn't he?
Yeah, he's got like 4 teeth left, and he's got CTE. He's got that titanium jaw now, which is crazy. How about that, bro? That's...
I like Logan more.
He's
than
got
Jake.
a bit Birdlow, isn't he? He's married to Nina. Is he the one who's married to Nina Ragdoll, or is that the other brother? One of them's married to Nina Ragdoll, man. Yeah, fucking nice.
That's the Logan. What were you saying, Riley?
I know it's Brady. Brady's got a lovely little treacle now, blonde bird. Yeah. She's like an online influencer. I saw that. She's like 26, mate. I bet you he's pumping the fuck out of that, I'm telling you.
Yeah, I saw that. It's like basically an upgrade from his what's her name? Yeah. Oh, hold on real quick. I got it. Yeah. I gotta change this audio real quick. Let me get that sorted out real fast. Okay, I think we're back. Yeah, no, facts. You got to watch out for that kind of thing with the Paul brothers. What were you saying about Riley?
I like Logan. He's got good aerials in WWE. You can't really fake those. Jake obviously tried to pay somebody who didn't want to take the payoff.
Yeah. Do you think? Okay, so let's go back to that Jake Paul fight. Do you think that's what happened? Is that Anthony Johnson just didn't take the payoff and just knocked out his teeth? Do you think that's what happened?
Yeah. He pulled a different play out of his ass and broke his face.
Yeah, he broke his face, bro. So now, did you see where Logan is engaged to that Olympiad who just won the gold medal for?
What's her name, so I can find out what this bitch looks like?
Judah.
I looked her up a minute ago. Jutta.
Yeah,
fucking hot.
She is very hot. She's got a huge ass.
Due to lead them.
Yeah,
due to lead them. Let's have a gander at this little sweetheart.
Yeah, but she
must have some Latin in her or something.
She is very attractive.
My God.
She's crying. I like it when they cry. Yeah. Fucking, that's the stuff, mate, I tell you.
Yeah, me too, James.
No, but facts.
We're a bit like Ethan Ralph, aren't we? Did you hear him? That was the funniest one. He's got a scarlet. I love you, mommy. I'm gonna punch you in the fucking face. I love you, mommy. Yeah. He's like that thing in it. Like he's like fucking brilliant, mate. I tell you, he's entertaining. Frog Tony, I loathe with a passion. But Ralph is kind of entertaining because he's just such a fuck up, mate. I'll tell you.
So you're talking about that Ethan Ralph stream, aren't you, James? What was he saying? Was he going back and forth with Scarlett again?
He goes in it. It's like he's fucking schizophrenic or something. I don't know. He's like, mommy, I love you, mommy. I'm going, shut up, bitch. I'll punch you in the face, bitch. You know what I mean? He's like that. He can't make up his mind whether he wants to fuck her or beat her up.
It's awesome, dude.
Yeah.
You can only get that at the kill stream, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you think what's going to happen with the kill stream? Do you think he's got much time left in that, or will it just kind of fade away? What are your thoughts, Riley?
He's just gonna go until he dies. Hopefully, he dies on camera.
Oh my God!
If anyone should die on camera, it's Ethan Ralph.
Oh, do you think
if he doesn't die on camera, we'll all be disappointed?
That'll be like the big season finale, or like the finale for the whole series. What are your thoughts, John? If he dies on camera, like what the hell? Do you follow that very much?
No, not at all.
Aw. What do you think, James? If he died on camera, what would that be like the biggest thing ever to happen?
Nah, he can't die before the Vegas wedding, man. I want the Vegas wedding with Scarlett, and I want that Britney 24-hour divorce. So I want the high where he's having a pop at Merch, isn't he? So he's going to have a real pop at Merch, and he's going to go like, "Hey, bish, I married a porn star." And then 24 hours later, Merch is going to get his revenge when he's stranded in Vegas with no wife.
Oh,
that's all, because Merch is doing great content, man. He cracks me up. I don't want to watch Ethan Ralph. I want to watch Dr. Till, and I want to watch fucking Merch watching Ethan Ralph. That's the enjoyment I get of someone taking the piss out of him. That's the enjoyment I get out of it. See, the Frog Tony stuff, I don't get the enjoyment because Frog Tony's just a lame bore.
Oh,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's got no charisma. He's shit with women. You know what I mean? He's just a talentless hack. You know what I mean? It's like fucking Dark Gift on some messages, didn't he?
Well,
Dark Gift?
Shout out to On the John in the chat. Go watch Ministry of the Dude after this. This comes on at 5, maybe in about half an hour. So go on with that, James.
Is it Dark Gift that leaked the messages yesterday or something?
It's so much. I can't follow all of it, man. It's just
it's like the Epstein files. It's the Frogstein files.
Yeah,
the Frog files are way worse to be in than the Epstein files. I'm in the Frog files. I wish I wasn't.
Yeah, Riley, what is your
all the people that he was
going?
Like Katie Did was mentioned, Riley was mentioned, Ethan was mentioned. The bit that got me right, he's got some weird shit with Dick's missus.
Oh, Frog
I think
Tony?
he said something sexual.
About?
Yeah, I think
he
said something like kind of sexual about Dick's missus.
Yeah. Oh, bro, that's crazy.
All of it is this weird porn brain shit where he can't have any relationship with any kind of a female person without them being some sort of a sexual item for either each other or him. And all of his conversations and ideas were framed around trying to get laid for like a year and a half. Which, I mean, you're supposed to maybe frame your weekend plans around getting laid, right?
Yeah,
but not
all
of your life.
That is
like not every choice. If you keep an eye out on Jab II on Substack, Johnny Rocket's gonna do a comprehensive best of the messages release. But yeah, Bog Tony demanded his way onto a stream I was on a couple weeks ago now.
Damn.
And he basically said like the Dalish or Cynic or whatever, the ones releasing the files were editing them in some way and challenged her to release all of them.
Oh, man.
And so that's what happened is she sent all of them to this guy, Cynic, from the CG Church. And
that's where they've been covering them, right?
Yeah, and they've got their long coverage of it. They've got clips coming out on their channel of it. Katie Did's going to do like a super cut of her favorite parts of it.
Yeah, bro, that's just crazy. It's just like the Epstein files. Hold up, everybody. We got a little tip from Goat Explosion in the chat. Yo, finally caught you live. My homie, I think he was trying to say homie. Also, shouts out to James. Appreciate y'all. Pimp Tool Shed on YouTube. Haha, $50. Shout out to you, Goat Explosion. I think that's Brandon out there. Shout out. Thanks, bro. Appreciate that.
You know, one of the worst things, right? You got Dalish, right, who's got a lovely little figure, you know what I mean? But he kept like going, "Oh, I love it that she's only like a 5 foot and she looks like an elf." You know what I mean? She's got an elfin look about her. But you know, I really want to feed her up.
Yeah,
he's like
what's
a
up with
feeder.
this stuff, bro?
He
What's
wants
up with
it,
all
right?
this
So
stuff?
you got this lovely little bird who's got a cracking figure. You know what I mean? She's put together nice, and this fat fuck wants to feed her up. Fucking weirdo.
Bizarre.
Whatever happened
also
to
the
normal fucking?
age play.
Go on, Riley.
The age play stuff's weird. The I want to buy you coloring books, onesies, and I want to hear your. He called it baby talk. She said it was like Tumblr talk when she did it the first time, but he like adopted it wrong.
Yeah, it's super weird. You know, back in my day, we just wanted to look at naked women in a Playboy. We didn't want to go and take some other chick and feed them till they got fat. Like, what the hell's going on with people nowadays, man? What is it? This Epstein file? Is it the influence? What do you think's changing the sexuality? Is it because everybody's
it's a fucking porn, mate?
He's
obviously a porn addict. He's a porn addict. He's a porn addict, man.
Dude, he would have these like fantasies about like he went out of his way to tell her that they're just in the talking stage. So basically, he would be okay with her having sex with me.
Bro, that's wild. We got Professor Professor Grass in the chat, he says he highly doubts 3-Tooth Tony eats babies. You need more teeth. Bro, that's crazy.
Yeah, there was a couple thing as well, didn't he? He wanted to watch, didn't he? Did he want to watch you, Riley?
Well, he would go back and forth between like, I don't care if you have sex with other guys. You just tell me that you like me too. I don't care if I'm not your favorite. To like, oh, I just want to hear that I'm your favorite. And this like false bravado where he's like, oh, well, Wizard can watch. Like this shit like that, where yeah, he'd go from being like, I would do anything for your affection, even watch. He'd flip that a couple weeks later to like, please let me fuck you and we'll make this other person watch.
Where does all
maybe it's got to be cuck porn, dude.
Where does this come from? Is that what it is? Their inability to achieve the girl that they want, and so what they do is they create this fantasy where at least they could watch from the chair. Is that what this is all about? Because, I guess so. Back in my day, we never thought about this kind of stuff. John, we're back there looking through Playboys and whatnot, wanting to get the girls with the big boobs. I never envisioned being sitting in a third chair watching somebody else rail the chick that I was attracted to. What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I completely agree. I mean, that's kind of
what's happening with today's youth. What kind of porn are they getting into where they feel like that they have to be like basically a somebody in the stands watching, not participating, but they watch.
I think it comes down to what we always bring this back to every fucking time. These people are just internet people. They've probably never had a real person in front of them naked.
Yeah, but Frog Tony's like had a wife and kid.
Oh.
Well, then I don't know.
I don't know how.
Maybe she was a paper bag job, you know what I mean? Maybe she was proper rough or something, you know what I mean?
Maybe she was fat, and Tony's trying to fatten Danish up to get
like a fat Latina bird, it must be awful, mustn't it? You go home and she's shaped like a fucking pinata or something, you know what I mean?
Well, what's crazy is he's fat, right? So I've always felt like this, like you can only ask for what you can give. So if I want to be thin and I want a thin girl, I have to be thin, right? I can't be fat myself and then demand the girl to be thin. Isn't that wild? What are your thoughts, James?
Well, you can. You just got to be ready to be disappointed when.
Yeah, disappointed. Yeah. Yeah.
Like you're a 2.
I agree with Riley. Yeah. I agree with Riley. And then John, he's an online person, isn't he? If you think about it, I think he felt the same way about Mint he felt about Dalish. And he felt the same way about Dick's wife. And he probably felt the same way about Katie did. I think any interaction with a woman, he takes it to 10 straight away. You know what I mean? He's thinking about all these weird porn fantasies, and he projects it onto any woman who thinks that you might have a chance of fucking. You know what I mean? He probably does it too if there's any woman in the chat. He projects his sick fantasies onto them. You know what I mean? Because maybe, like John says, he's not having a normal life. He's not going to pubs or clubs or bars or restaurants. He's just not interacting.
Yeah, he probably just is like,
He said he got a boner on the bus, guys.
He's probably like, I would like to fuck a chick, but if I can't, I mean, it's better than watching porn. Maybe in his eyes, it's like live action right in front of him, porn.
Yeah, but why does he want to be like a? Why does he want to be a dime store of toe and blow? You know what I mean? Ricada and fucking steel toe. Why do you want to be a dinosaur version of that, mate? He saw what happened to them. Why do you want to put yourself through it, mate?
Well, I think
fucking go and meet a girl.
They're compelled to do it because they want to. They don't take those kind of lessons from other people. They want to just fulfill what they want to consume right then and there. And they get really horny and they don't give a fuck. They just want to get that done. It's like what Riley said. That's kind of really scary. Is that any kind of female they come into contact with, they automatically have some sort of fantasy about. Riley, that's crazy. That's a really wild theory. Can you expound upon that a little bit?
Well, I think didn't John say that?
Or John, John? Did you say
that? Was a John thing. Yeah, it was a John thing.
Oh, okay. Riley, do you have? What are your thoughts on that? My bad, Riley.
Well, yeah. The only thing I disagree with about what they've said is that I don't know that in his case it's caused by being an internet person. I think in his case it's caused by like sort of a cultural decay, and then like because I view him as sort of a normie. He's not like we used to call them like new fags, but he's like 50.
Yeah.
So he's like 45, so it's hard to see him that way, but he definitely is like a noob to the internet of all things.
Well,
and I think that the porn exposure was probably pretty bad for him.
Is he younger than me? Fucking hell, mate. He looks rough on it, I tell you, mate.
But
my level has just gone up, mate. I'm just like, women in the chat, my level has just gone up so much, mate. I was a 10, but now like I'm a fucking 12 or something. I don't know.
13 maybe.
You have all your teeth, which is also, you know,
for an English person's quite good, isn't it? I have a full set of teeth that are white, and that's pretty good for an English guy.
That's pretty good, yeah. No, I was going to say, Riley, you know, we have seen this happen, though, recently within the last 5 years, is that these new fags, as you call them, that come on the internet, and it doesn't matter what age they are, even women, when they get exposed to a little bit of internet fame, they just lose all of their decorum. They completely go, you know, out of whack for it. I mean, how many of these mothers have we seen, you know, get a little bit of attention, then start an OnlyFans, and they're in their 45, 50s? We see it all the time. So I think this is kind of like a new phenomenon that's really attacking people. It's a lot like, you know, I make this metaphor, you know, when women who are born with naturally big boobs, they grow up and they learn to deal with it. But women, when they're flat chested and they get like big tits when they're 25, they have this like sudden rush of energy and they have to show everybody to get that attention. What are your thoughts on that, Riley?
Oh, interesting. I've never thought about that at all, but I bet that's true. I'll have to try to observe that. I'll look for big tittied women and I'll ask them when their tits got big.
Well, you know, it's very interesting.
Like a research study.
Yeah, because women with naturally big boobs that grow up with it, they learn how to handle men's advances, and they can handle it a lot better, and they can position themselves beforehand and make sure certain things don't happen. They can deal with the pressure. But a lot of women who like wish they were big chested their whole lives, and then when they're 25, they finally get them. Oh, they can't wait. Bro, I've been in bars. The girls are taking their shirts off. They want you to feel them, all that kind of stuff. They have no sense of decorum. And so I think a lot of ways, it's a way that the internet people are. You know, when normies come off the street, no matter what age they are, you know, they find a Discord, they find a streaming, and they all of a sudden they get like a couple hundred people following them. They lose their shit, and like, now all of a sudden they're a rock star. They're willing to try anything to get that hit of attention. You know, we kind of saw that with Ricada a little bit, right?
I think that tracks. I think that anybody who gets quickly famous on the internet is in danger of pretty much just spending all their time being famous on the internet, which isn't what they got famous for. Likely.
Oh, right, exactly. And it's one step further is like, you're not even really famous because you're not sitting in front of, you know, 300 or 3,000 people. You're looking on your monitor and you're seeing a number that says 300. Right. So you're not, it's a psychological, like mind fuck, really, is what it is.
Well, with YouTube, it's these metrics that you're chasing ultimately are meaningless. Frog Tony's sitting there streaming to 11 people with 9,000 subscribers.
Yeah. Yeah.
So like his time and his effort didn't go to anywhere where it's like there was a build and there's a payoff.
Yeah.
You know, and it's sort of topical.
Yeah, on the John, he makes a really good point. Look what it did to Carmix. Yeah, with Felicia.
Yeah, that was fast.
And he went crazy.
Man, he fucked that up, didn't he? He could have been shagging Scarlett. He screwed that one up.
Yeah, he did.
I see a picture with her. Do you see how wide her mouth was? This wide, mate, because you know she's used to the black man. I'm telling you, it was like this fucking wide, dude. I tell you, you could fit a double-decker bus in there.
Yeah,
telling you, but
yeah, she's
but you were right when you say that. Ricada, if you ever watch Ricada do LawTube, and then you ever watch Ricada on Simcast and Jack Show, it was like two different people, mate. He was the one guy around 5 moderately attractive women, and he was like, fucking hell, mate. The fucking whiskey was under his nose like this. He was like, whoa, because he wasn't used to it. You know what I mean? His missus is average looking. You know what I mean? So when there was a few middle of the road birds, mate, it went to his head, mate. He got a bit fuzzy. I mean, he thought April was assault, mate. April wasn't assault. She was just average. You know what I mean? For the area that he comes from, because where's he from? Is he from Minnesota or something? Is
Minnesota,
he? No, I mean, what are the birds like there? The birds are bang average, mate. They're not like California, London, Miami.
Way below average.
Yeah,
it's fucking different gravy, isn't it? If April's top of the pops, mate, you're fucking fucked, mate. I tell you.
Well, you know, in Ricada's defense, though, I mean, you know, you're going to law school, you're doing all these things that requires a lot of attention, dedication. You don't really have a lot of time to, you know, be social. And then when you become a lawyer,
you're hanging out with black men and doing the ball dime. It's all good, man.
Well, it becomes very formal. You know, when you practice law, it becomes very formal, much like how when you're doing engineering, you're like, oh, you're all buttoned up, all this and that.
Oh, you said that, didn't you? The people were socially awkward that you were around. Yeah,
that's right. And
yeah.
so they're socially awkward. So then as soon as they get a little bit of popularity or fame, they kind of short circuit because it's so exciting. They kind of go nuts with it. And, I took a couple of engineers with me to a couple of frat parties a couple of times, and bro, they lost their shit, bro. A couple of them I had to drag out of there because they wouldn't stop drinking. And I was just like, whoa, slow down, and they just, I think the social anxiety just got the better of them. And that happens to people when you're not a big-breasted woman growing up with big tits getting that attention all the time, and all of a sudden you got this attention to kind of short circuit your mind a little bit, and you go crazy over fame. I'm sure, Riley, I'm sure you've seen that.
Well, all of that's a social defense mechanism to keep those kinds of people away from that environment too.
That's true.
With the internet streamers, it's all convenience all the time. They're inside they're changing the world from inside of a room in their house.
Yeah.
And they're door dashing their food to their OnlyFans girl crushes. And because you have the instant access all the time, then there's no barrier at all.
Yes.
There's less and less skill
The
required
barrier
to be
of
doing
entry
this.
is crucial. Yeah, the lower barrier of entry, the less quality you'll have in a more saturated the environment or the market. Okay, go
That
on.
was another thing that come up on Dr. Till, wasn't it? And I noticed it was said apparently that Frog Tony idolizes Ethan Van Sciver. And you remember Ethan for a time used to do the little gag, didn't he? Where we would
We got D-Wag popping back in. D-Wag, what are you up to, bro?
Yo, hold on, man, because I just heard you talking about engineers and shit. I'm sorry, I'm interrupted. I'm out here at Best Buy, but we got two 27-inch monitors.
All right.
See,
then.
the thing is, what you guys need to understand out here, okay, in the comics world, just this whole space, whether you're, Dabbleverse, whether you're Dick and Vito fans, you listen when Ray tells you to do something, okay? Don't give him no guff.
Facts.
Don't give him no lip. You just do what Ray says. Facts, baby.
Facts, baby. We got that.
You know what I'm saying? We got the G5.
We got the Brown Beanie Gang out there.
We got the G5.
You're out there upgrading, showing your wares. Man on the street out there, making it happen. That's crazy. What are you up to out there? You just running around buying shit out there? What are you doing?
Just getting your recommendations, baby. And trying to get these bad boys home. Got 220. I got like a cheaper 27-inch that matches the really good one.
Yeah.
So we got a good deal. But yeah, they're gonna go side by side. You know what I'm saying? Like you recommended. So
What you got there, James? What'd you say?
Yeah, I am.
He's moving Nancy Guthrie to a different hiding spot.
Yeah, he's got these boxes, right? Man, speaking of boxes, did you guys hear what the FBI said today when they said that when they took out Jeffrey Epstein's body, they did a whole bunch of bait and switch, and they didn't really take his body out. They used boxes instead. Did anybody hear about that?
He's the most alive person on earth.
Yeah, he's alive, bro. What do you, James? Is Jeffrey Epstein alive? What are your thoughts?
You know what it's the same as? You remember Ghislaine Maxwell's father, Robert Maxwell?
Yeah.
He was a fraudster, and he went off in his yacht, and he, committed suicide, never to be seen again. Yeah. And he's like sunning himself on an island. Yeah. You know what I mean?
So you vote
when
alive.
When you're that rich, when you're that powerful, and you're that evil, do you think you're really suicidal?
No.
Or do you think you're always looking for the angle?
You're looking for the exit. Yeah.
He's on Epstein Island Mark II, isn't he?
Yeah.
Fucking disgusting. Disgusting bastard.
Shout out to Pressfree Bro in the chat. He says D-Wag's leveling up. Let's go. John, what do you think, John? Is Jeffrey Epstein still alive? What are your thoughts? Is he on an island somewhere kicking back with a martini?
When I first heard about the Epstein thing, I was like, they just offed him. He knows too much. They offed him. Now I don't think so anymore. I mean, you saw that video where there's like a guy in an orange jumpsuit, like in the corner at the door.
Yeah.
At the time when the tape supposedly was out.
Yeah.
He's alive as fuck. There was also something that came out where some whistleblower said that they took him away in a fucking
in a different van. Yeah, in a different van. Yeah. So he's alive. Riley, what are your thoughts? Is he alive or dead? What are your thoughts?
Definitely alive.
Yeah. There you go. Point blank. He's out there with Elvis somewhere on the beach. D-Wag, is he alive? Is Jeffrey Epstein alive?
All right. I'll be real with you. I haven't paid too much attention. But I watched a little Asmongold and shit earlier, man. I think this motherfucker's probably alive, bro.
Hell yeah, bro.
Bro,
Yeah, you guys
shout out to
convinced me.
him. Yeah, facts.
The voice of the
D-Wag's
modern
got him in
people.
the boot right now, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, D-Wag's put it in the boot.
He's
yeah.
harbouring him. He's got him in the boot.
All right, hey, speaking of harboring, I had to get the fuck out of here. I love you, chat. Love you, Ray. Love you, John. Love you,
Why is
Clipper.
this the best
James.
quality your camera's ever been?
Yeah, he is.
Yeah.
Hey,
What the fuck?
dude, I'm getting a pay raise.
His camera
We out
got
here
clear
getting-
right there. His camera got clear.
Yeah, we
right
out here
there.
getting it clear.
Yeah, you look good.
Yeah,
D-Wag.
clearly I got to get the fuck out of here. James, you're okay. You know, you can stay. Just playing. I love you, bro.
All right.
Bruvs, I got to go.
Take
We're
it easy,
leveling
man.
up out here.
All right. Peace.
We're leveling up.
Get after
Fuck
it, baby.
yeah.
Brown Beanie Gang.
All right.
Yeah.
Pick
facts.
your dumpster.
Listen to Ray.
He's-
Trust me.
Yeah,
He's this fucking guy. He's a scene stealer. He's trying to steal my glory. You know what this
scene
reminds you, right? This is fucking Troy. This is Troy Part 2, right? I am Achilles. I'm like I'm a living Adonis, right?
Yeah.
And here I am. I'm going, I will not let a stone steal my glory. And then just as I'm about to lay it in thick, D-Wag comes along and steals my fucking glory.
Yeah, he's like the Tasmanian devil, bro. He rolls in with all kinds
Man,
of energy.
dude.
Yeah.
Fucking hell. I love him. But I kind of hate him as well.
You hate him because he takes your spotlight a little bit. He's like,
Yeah, he tries to steal my glory. You know what I mean? I will not let a stone steal my glory.
that little bit of a bruv drama right there. Hell yeah, let's fucking go. I always love when D-Wag pops on and stirs up the pot a little bit. Love that. Bro, I forgot what we were talking about.
I hope he does a stream, right? I'm really hoping, right? In all seriousness, right? And I say stuff about Comic Scale all the time, but like they've never given D-Wag is a fucking huge talent, right? And he's never had a fair shake. I really hope he gets with Oggy Paul Og, who does all the memes. He's a good lad, and he gets with Zaid, who's a really good artist. I really hope they start a stream for the three of them.
Yeah.
And like fucking do something because
Yeah, D-Wag
he's
needs to
apparently
write a
got-
comic.
Yeah, D-Wag needs to do a comic. Shout out to Paul Og too. He's awesome, and also Zaid. Zaid is a fantastic artist. Yeah, they need to do a comic, man. They would
D-Wag and
fucking
Zaid
crush it.
comic.
Yeah,
that would
D-Wag-
do numbers.
That
for
would
them.
do numbers. That would be fucking badass.
James,
do
you
it
were
for
actually
self,
talking
mate.
about. You were before he interrupted you. Before D-Wag bombed in, you were about to make fun of Frog Tony for idolizing EVS, even though Frog Tony
Yeah.
can't draw. He also idolizes in the Frog tapes. He idolizes Dick and wants to be his co-host and replace Vito, even though he can't.
Yeah, he
do
did say
streaming
that,
either.
didn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's got some weird visions of himself.
He's not on the level of Vito. He doesn't have Vito's talent. Whatever you
He's
think
not
about
even on the
Vito,
level of Vito.
Well, Vito is very talented. I like Vito a lot.
Vito's
I'll just
talented,
put that
right?
out
Because
there.
Vito's an antagonist, isn't he? You love to hate Vito. Vito is a fat, slovenly, bald Italian who's so lazy he won't even put a door on his shitter. You know what I'm saying?
That's
It's
why I
like
love
fucking,
him. He's got great
yeah,
content,
and he
bro.
doesn't care. He sticks a Q-tip up a cat's ass. He's a misogynist. You know what I mean? But he's one of life's survivors, isn't he? Dick hates him, but he's doing a show with Dick, and he's the
James,
numbers are not what they were, but he's pulling numbers.
James, is Vito in the Epstein files?
Probably. His cat's probably in there as well. I don't know.
John,
But no, Frog Tony, right? I was just going to say, because Clipper reminded me, another thing that disturbed you about Frog Tony was how much he idolizes EVS and he copies his style. So you remember when EVS used to do the troll where he like shames like into his fitness, so he'd order shame food.
yeah,
Fucking, he wanted to order Dalish food.
yeah.
That was his
yeah.
whole thing. He wanted to feed Dalish and order her food. You know, he wanted to do like fucking. It's like the man's hasn't got an original bone in his body.
Not at all, dude.
Yeah. Well,
I remember, right?
well, that's why.
Do you remember he used to be anti-Comicsgate, right? He used to be like what D-Wag talks about. He used to be an anti. But then EVS popped on a show that he was on, and he sent him a digital copy of Cyberfrog. And then I think it went off in his head, I can use these people to get views, numbers, and super chats. I don't think he believes anything he says.
Yeah, facts.
You know,
I
I've
agree
got
with
no
you.
problem. I've got no problem with Comicsgate, guys.
Yeah.
I have a little joke. I take a little piss.
Yeah.
But like those guys are doing their own thing and good luck to them. But Frog Tony doesn't believe in that.
No.
He doesn't believe in Comicsgate. He just thinks it's a gateway where he can like pull down a bit of coin.
Yeah. Now, Riley,
he said as much in those texts, dude. He said to Dalish early on that he's just looking for a cute e-girl who can draw that he can pump comics out with. And I made it a point of my relationship to not pump comics out with the e-girl.
Yeah, facts.
That's not. I'm not going to do that to the medium.
Thank God you
didn't. Because I care.
Now, Riley,
well, I care about the medium, and her art wasn't good enough for it.
Well, Riley, I want to ask you a question. You made a really good observation. You called him the talentless Mr. Ripley or something like that.
Mr. Ribbit?
Talentless Mr. Ribbit. But you were referencing the talented Mr. Ripley, which is a great movie with Matt Damon and Jude Law in it. And everybody out there in the chat, you guys should go watch this movie. And it describes what these people are. They basically mimic somebody else's characteristics and then try to remove that person from the social equation once they've mastered mimicking who they are. And then they just step into their persona and they adopt it like a new skin. It's extremely creepy. Riley, what are your thoughts? Have you seen that movie? What are your thoughts about that?
Yeah, I watched the movie and I agree with you. Nobody should have more than one talent. I think you look at guys like Ethan and like, oh, he's good at drawing comics. So you can trust what he has to say. Okay, you're a good artist, so I can trust what you have to say to me.
Right.
Guys like Frog Tony, Liam Gray, any number of these like fabulous tail spinners, they have 15 talents.
Yes.
Okay, but that's because their 3 talents are like copying other people and mimicking them and forging stuff.
Yeah. No, you're 100% right. You can't be an expert at everything. And if you're really going to be great at something, chances are you can only be great at one thing because we all only have the certain number of hours in a day to become great. And you can only be great at what you're obsessed at. So I can't be obsessed with, art and,
women. I'm obsessed with women.
Women's okay. But like playing the guitar, I'd love to be able to play the guitar, but I can't.
You can't chase 2 rabbits.
If you want to be great. Yeah, that's right. You can't chase 2 rabbits.
Unless you're a dog with 2 dicks.
Right. Unless you're watching Snatch, and then if you're figuratively fucked.
No, but I said that to you, didn't I? I've said this to you many a times in the chat. I've said Riley knows this online game better than I'll ever know. John's smarter than me. Ray's a better cook than me. You know what I mean? He's a better artist. I don't try to be you guys. You know what I mean?
Right.
I'm very happy in my lane and I'm comfortable with it. When Riley did the stream, like Riley was talking like for an hour on fucking Yay, and I didn't interrupt him because he was flowing. John was going off on the Epstein stuff. I didn't interrupt because he's more of an authority than me. I'm very comfortable to be silent when I've got nothing to say.
Yeah. Now, John, I wanted to ask you, everybody in the chat's wondering if I have moonshine. This isn't moonshine. This is actually just alkaline water, but I do want to make my own tequila.
I have a Stella Unfiltered.
Yeah, I want to make my own tequila. John, if you could make a liquor, an alcohol, what would you make?
Oh, it'd be a whiskey for sure.
You'd make a
Whiskey's
whiskey?
my drink.
Would it be like
no
a Irish whiskey or like a Tennessee or Kentucky whiskey?
It depends. If I'm feeling like low budget, it would be an Irish whiskey. If I'm feeling like money is no object, it would be a single malt scotch.
Okay. Riley, if you were going to make an alcohol, and maybe anything, maybe you don't like alcohol, maybe you like something else, what would you make?
Kentucky whiskey, man.
Kentucky whiskey, that's right.
Yeah, I'd make a nice bourbon.
Okay,
Yes.
all right, yeah. Now, James, to you, buddy, if you were going to make an alcohol, what would you drink? Would you do some beer?
Bruv craft beer.
Craft
it would
beer.
be Bruv craft beer, and it'd be nice. That's what I want. I want to see a Bruv tracksuit, a Bruv beanie, any cap you want. Like Riley's wearing a bucket hat, a Bruv bucket hat. I want to see us, like all of us, make serious coin out of Bruv merchandise.
I think that'd be a lot of fun. I could definitely do some Bruv hats. I love a Bruv beanie. I would obviously
Bruv beer would be pretty pimp too.
Yeah, I would drink a
and
Bruv beer.
it'd be nice just to mock up in the chat or something who's way above my pay grade when it comes to all this internet malarkey. Like a Bruv craft beer. Paul Ogg can do it. Oggy does the memes. Do like a Bruv craft beer or something. I'd love to see that. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's all like shits. I like the shits and giggles, man. It's all good fun.
Now,
don't be like Frog Tony and don't be like Ethan Ralph. Don't be a lame.
Well,
these people are lame.
Well, here's
we're here to enjoy ourselves, aren't we?
Yeah.
We're 4 people that like to enjoy ourselves. Don't be a fucking lame guy.
Well, here's the big thing: is you have to follow your passion. You don't follow popularity. Popularity is supposed to rise out of your passion. Like, you know, we got Professor Grass in the chat. He says he would make moonshine, especially homemade. So say, for example, Professor Grass made some fantastic moonshine and then it got very popular. He would get the popularity because he made quality moonshine. You don't skip the moonshine part and just try to become popular. That's when you become these kind of really strange cluster B personalities that kind of put on other people's skin. Isn't that right, Riley? That's some creepy ass shit right there.
I agree with you completely. Yeah, a lot of the internet is full of people who have like unearned successes, and so then people who have earned even less than that, they idolize that, and they're like, "Wow, I want to be an unearned success."
Yeah,
which is crazy, right? Like,
did you see Cavicula's fall this week?
Oh, dude.
Yeah, I saw that.
Well, I think he won, didn't he, by not getting charged?
Did he win?
All right, here it is, bro. I'm going to let you guys know. We're talking about clavicular for a second. Clavicular is that guy who bone smashes, takes all those steroids when he was 14, wants to break his legs, and he's all of a sudden this big sensation on Kick. He's rolling around with Sneeko, he's rolling around with Nick Fuentes, and rolling around with
Jack Doherty and Wes Watson.
All those guys. But, you know, I found out that he had a huge sugar daddy that was supporting him through online, you know, donations. $150,000 in the first stream. He's made over $250,000 to $500,000 in the last 3 months, and people are saying that his chat daddy is Peter Thiel, and so my whole concept or my whole theory is that this arrest was just an initiation into their religion or their cult or whatever you want to call it. He went in there, he went through the rituals, he came out, they dropped the charges, and he is no longer charged. Peter Thiel also invited him to a very exclusive elite party that only the top 0.001% of the people go to. Riley, what are your thoughts on that?
I did it with JD Vance, right?
He did it with JD Vance, people. JD Vance changed his name 3 times.
Clavicular is going to be our president one day.
Yeah, he is.
No, please don't say that.
Clavicular is going to...
Can you imagine that whole crew, mate? Like, can you imagine it? He starts giving out jobs to Jack Doherty and Wes Watson, you know.
Yeah, that's
Jack Doherty, head of procuring prostitutes.
No, that's what they're going to do. He's like the younger Gavin Newsom, basically. John, what are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, no, I mean, we are in idiocracy times.
It's happened, hasn't it?
It's funny because I saw that movie and I was like, this movie is fucking genius. It just made so much sense to me. And it's funny because I saw it after, you know, it bombed in theaters. It went pretty quickly to Netflix and all that. And I saw it after it was out of the theaters. And man, maybe a month or 2 later, all of the Gatorade commercials were like super fucking blatant about electrolytes.
Yeah. No, you're 100% right. And the AI dependency is going to make people idiots. It's already starting to happen. Like with kids not being able to read. That's what's going to come down in the future. It's going to bifurcate society between the talented or the educated, which are going to have to be wealthy people, and then all of the rest, which are going to be the slaves that they use for whatever the fuck they want to use it for.
Didn't they release a case study saying it's current generation are the biggest dumb fucks or something?
I'm sure I don't think that would be
they
inaccurate.
did. Yeah, they did. The lowest reading scores and all this kind of stuff. Can't do math. There's something to be said about learning to train your mind. Not to accumulate knowledge, but just to train the mechanism of your mind to become as powerful as you can become.
To critically think is the important thing,
right? To critically think. One of the Buddhist philosophies, Riley, is to vibrate as much as possible in life. What are your thoughts on that? Or have you philosophized on that at all?
Well, I do like to learn stuff, you know. Like, you know, I'm not, to go back to the earlier topic, I'm not overextending myself with something like watercoloring, because I'm not like, I'm going to be a watercolorist now. But it'd be nice to learn how to appreciate the watercolor art that I like. And so that's the practice, that's the theory behind why I'm like learning. No, so I mean, you should always learn new things. Your brain dies when you stop trying to also.
No, I agree with you 100%. I'm very excited and encouraged that you're trying to learn watercolor. Nobody's around here saying that you're going to be the next big watercolor guy.
Right.
You're going to shake up the industry, and you're going to teach everybody. You're going to release a book next month.
How insane would it be if I was saying it?
I'm actually thinking that could be a pretty funny gimmick for you to do that. Get yourself a beard like Eric July.
It'll rub all the right people up the wrong way, and I would fucking love that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think it'd be
all those
funny.
twats. You know, like all those twats that used to give Riley shit because they thought he was a thicko.
Yeah.
And it turned out he's fucking smarter than all of us, which is hilarious. You know what I'm saying?
Bro,
Yeah, because Riley's smart because he played everyone,
Yeah.
and I like that. And I could, you know what I mean? You know, I never pretend, like you saying pretend. I never pretend to be the smartest man in the room. I always say I'm the most handsome man in the room because that's my gimmick. You know what I'm saying? But I never pretend to be the smartest man in the room. And it's funny. But Riley played them all. So who's the real dumb person? They are, not Riley.
Yeah, I think it's hilarious. And Riley, I think that'd be a hilarious gimmick too.
I love that he's flexing. You know what I mean? He's got the fucking, he isn't on screen. He's got the fucking painting up.
Well,
I love it. It's fucking hilarious.
Is it a good painting? It's only a flex if I'm coloring well.
Well, no, it's what's funny about it is because I know what the illusion references, and so I think that's the comical part of it to me. Is I understand that. I understand what message you're sending. Painting on stream, I get it, and I think it's brilliant. Let me jump in the chat real quick. We'll see. We got Cut the Grass. Shout out to you, bro. You've been saying it, actually. I don't know what you've been saying, but you've been saying it. Let's fucking go. We got Carrie C shouting out to James. Who cares if others like it? If he enjoys watercolors, that's what matters. 100%. I agree, Carrie. Great point. Third Row Politics. Shout out to you, John. Go follow Third Row Politics in the chat. Carrie C says she never thought they actually ate babies. Referencing the Epstein list. So we're coming up on the top of the second hour, so we're gonna close it up pretty soon. You guys
commented, didn't you, on that Lady Gaga thing, didn't you? Was it you that commented on that Lady Gaga video? There was someone like laying there, wasn't there?
Yes, I did.
Like a person or something.
Yeah.
And they were pouring the sauce on, or it was a cake or something.
Yes. That was one of those elite parties, and what they do is they have these symbolic, interactive art displays, and there was a naked woman laying in syrup. And somebody had commented on it and said it was cake. And I was like, no, that's not cake. That's syrup. And the person standing next to Lady Gaga is Maria Abramovich. And if you want to know who she is, you should research that. Then you'll start to understand what this is all about. It's a whole religion. It's a religion is what's going on. People call it a cult. It's their type of religion. And all of the elite seem to be invested in this religion, which is really what we're dealing with here, people. If you didn't know. I think that's really what the Epstein files kind of testify to, and the fact that they've been above the law. Is that what you were pointing out, James? Is that did I nail that?
Yeah, I remember you made a comment, and I thought, well, it's fucking, it's a bit off, isn't it? You know what I mean? They like tell you, but they don't tell you, don't they? They leave like subtle hints. You know what I'm saying? It's weird. It's like, this is us, and this is you, and this is what we're doing.
Yeah.
And they drop the hint, don't they?
Well, it's almost one of the theories of why they do it that way is so that they can escape karmic debt. That the responsibility of what they're doing, they can actually say that they disclosed it to you, and you through not doing anything about it have implied consent, which is fucking wild, bro. But that's their thought process, and that's what they do. So they do these subtle things to disclose what they're doing, and if you don't research it, if you don't pick up on it, then they assume that it's on you for letting it happen. It's not on them anymore because they told on themselves, and that's how they.
So suddenly it's like transference. We're the bad person, you know
exactly.
what I'm saying? Because we didn't do anything to prevent it.
That's exactly it, and so that they don't get the karmic debt for it. So it's very scary about that. Blue Lotus says, what is their religion exactly? I know Scientology has been big with elites too. That's a great question. Blue Lotus.
We should do an episode on
that.
Yeah,
we should totally do an episode on this. We'll try to.
Did you see how young John Travolta looks at fucking 72?
Yeah, everybody.
Did you see him go on stage? He did the fucking Grease walk, didn't he? With the hairpiece.
Yeah.
And all the people that were in Greece look like they're 150.
They did. They look
fucking
like
John Travolta walks up there.
Yeah. Well,
he looks younger than me.
They say because all that that androchrone or whatever they take.
That beef jerky.
The beef bunny or the bad bunny.
I think that's what I think the beef jerky actually is code for like adrenochrome or like blood transfusions of babies.
Yeah.
or something along those lines. I don't think it's
him and Tom Cruise are doing that Benjamin Button shit, man.
Yeah.
I'll tell you,
Oh yeah,
fucking
no.
man.
Well, not anymore. Now he looks like a big fat lesbian.
Tom Cruise he bought a Subaru. He looks like a big 7th grade lesbian, 7th grade teacher. Yeah. No, but
They all end up looking like Ellen DeGeneres, don't they?
Yeah.
I can't believe that bitch lives over here now. She lives up the road from me. Fucking hell.
she's coming back here, so you don't have to worry about that anymore. But back to
thank fuck for that. Paul Rossi can stay. She's kind of fit, mate. You know what I'm saying?
Back to Blue Lotus's question. They have it. They call it an old time religion, is what they call it. A lot of people could call it, the cult of Baal, Moloch, all that kind of stuff.
The mystery religions.
The mystery religions. That's a great way to put it. You could call it, Frankism, Frankist religion. There's a lot of terms for it, and there's a lot of different rings within rings that connect. And it's not all one big thing, but they're different rings. So they're different franchises that then operate together under the umbrella of a larger franchise or a larger body. And that's kind of how I kind of look at it and see how it works. And each one has slightly different little, things that they do or things that they offer, but they're all very similar in programming people through childhood, through trauma, in order to become psychopaths or to continue this kind of behavior. The very first place that I learned about it was in the Egyptian Book of the Dead, was basically how to program people through trauma. And you referenced Scientology. Scientology was actually created by L. Ron Hubbard, who studied with Aleister Crowley, with that guy, JPL. What was his name? The Jet Propulsion Laboratory guy. He started the whole space race, the whole JPL. I forget what his name. It slips my mind at the moment. It'll come back in a minute because I remember the song. There was a funny song that people. Jack Parsons is his name, actually. Yeah, so it came back to me. But that's what it's all about, and it's all about consuming or parasiting off of other people's energy. And they like young people the best. And the things that they do are crazy. In fact, I have a whole bunch of podcasts and links that I'd love to drop, but that'll have to be its own separate podcast that we talk about. And I don't know, John, maybe we go do it on your Rumble or something like that.
Yeah, I would be down.
So that we can stay alive here on YouTube. But I've been researching this kind of stuff quite a bit ever since I first went to Hollywood back in the day. For me, and I noticed all this stuff, and I was like, "Am I the only one noticing? Like, what the hell is going on here?" I met all kinds of people. I met like Ryan Felipe. I met different, agents, different.
Great hair, Ryan Felipe. Great hair.
Yeah, different.
As a bald man, I can admire great hair. You know what I'm saying?
But he's a short fella, bro. He's a short guy. But I met all kinds
He's still pulling it, man. He's got good game, I reckon.
Yeah.
He's still pulling it,
Well,
man.
he's famous, so, clout trumps all. But then also, you meet directors, you meet casting agents, you meet different kinds of agents, and you start to realize, everybody says if you go and you have a good audition, you'll get the role. That's not how it works at all. You have to do all kinds of other stuff, and then you have to go through this initiation process.
You have to suck the dick.
And Riley, what we were talking about this the other day, there was that one little scene that who was it? Noah did, where he went and he sat down with the Illuminati and they wanted him to sign his name in blood. Do you remember that? Who that was? He did the Kitty history. We
were talking about Trevor Moore.
Trevor Moore, that's who it was. It's a lot like that, okay?
Well, and how Zach Kreger became world famous after.
Yeah.
The other day, there was that one little
James, you got the volume on. You got to turn that volume off. But they have that whole skit that they did where Trevor Moore came in and like they tried to proposition him to join the Illuminati and all that stuff. It's not as blatant as that, but that's basically how it is. So it's pretty crazy.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But they for example, they would invite me out. They would say, "Hey, you have to go to these parties in order to get these casting gigs, And if you get a commercial, regional commercials pay you like $50,000 a year. If you get an international commercial, you could get 6 figures, in like a couple of months. And so they were very lucrative things that you'd want to do, and they would set you up so that you didn't have to work at like Starbucks or whatever while you're trying to do other auditions. And so you'd have to go out and you'd have to go to these parties and you'd have to meet these different casting agents, and then you'd have to start getting passed up the chain. And when I say passed up the chain, that's what I mean. A lot of these places that you'd go meet them at, it would be like, it could be in a gay club, it could be whatever. West Hollywood, that's why it's so big. It's a powerful area, a powerful nexus for LA. And then you would have to make these relationships, establish these relationships, and then based upon that leverage is how far you went up into, the industry. And that's just how it is. So it's kind of crazy.
The old school casting couch, eh?
Yeah, that's what it is. That's what it is. Yeah.
Is Entourage just Mark Wahlberg coping? Is it lying or is it propaganda?
It's propaganda. You got to remember, Mark Wahlberg was brothers with who? Like
the other Wahlberg.
That's
New Kids
right.
on the Block.
New Kids on the Block. That's right. And so he was under his umbrella. New Kids Under the Block came in under the guy who basically was their agent.
The boy band guy.
Yeah. And so he was kind of like that guy at Nickelodeon, that Dan fella. You know what I'm talking about?
No, I
Dan
do.
Schneider.
Yeah, I can't think of his name right now, but the
Schneider.
boy
Dan
band
Schneider.
guy.
Yeah, Dan Schneider. But the boy
Aaron talked about a lot.
Yeah,
before
and
he
so
died.
he
Aaron,
like
Carter.
he was like supposedly the sixth man of the New Kids on the Block, even though he was just their manager or whatever. But no, that's not the case. He had a much bigger role. He was basically, the way that they got their opportunities, and they had to perform for him. When I say perform, I'm not talking about singing. I'm talking about other stuff. And so then, the Wahlberg guy gets in through that connection with his brother into all these other connections, and then they have to keep going like that. The whole thing about Entourage, it ain't like that. It's not like you go there and then you do something really well and then you keep going. People who go into Hollywood or the music and they have a really good song, they blow up and they have that one song. If they don't comply and keep doing whatever it is that they're supposed to be doing to go up that line, they're one-hit wonders and they're out of it. They're over with. And that's where all the one-hit wonders
That's why I
come
always
from.
thought with that Jordan Knight, because Jordan Knight was the most talented guy in New Kids on the Block, but he never really made anything of himself. So I always thought, yeah, this geezer never played the game. You know what I'm saying?
That's right. And so that's kind of what the reflection is. Like, they don't play the game and they only have one hit. It's like how many musical people had great first one-hit wonders and then they never did anything again? Or how many people came in and had a fantastic role in a TV show or a movie and then they just completely disappeared? A ton. There's a lot of people like that. And I'm sure we can make a list of them.
Well, most of them never came out of the 80s. You think about how great a decade the 80s was and all the movies and all the people that never transitioned out of the 80s. At the time, Molly Ringwald was the biggest star on the planet.
Yeah.
She never transitioned out of the 80s.
Right.
Elizabeth Shue, she was the hottest bird in the 80s. She didn't really do anything post-80s.
Right.
Elizabeth Shue.
Then
She didn't really do anything.
I love Elizabeth Shue. I tell you, I do. But then you take the other side of the coin. You have people who are terrible, but they keep getting shot after shot after shot. I would say Jared Leto.
John Leguizamo.
No, Jared Leto falls into that category. And a lot of people don't know, but Jared Leto has a cult for himself.
Yep.
And they have these things off the islands, in the Channel Islands in California, where they have get-togethers and they all wear white and he fucks everybody. It's a whole big crazy thing. And people pay thousands of dollars to go to these like week-long, spiritual getaways with Jared Leto. And it's crazy. If you look,
His fucking music is wank, mate. His music is wank. What's that band of his?
yeah, then,
Can't fucking-
30
I can't remember
seconds
the
to
band.
Mars.
yeah, 30 Seconds to
Oh,
Mars. Also-
fucking shoot that cunt to Mars, mate. It's fucking terrible.
Well, also, the concept of the whole Mars thing, Elon with Mars means something into that whole group. Just say it the same way Saturn means something into that whole group.
All of the planets and constellations do.
Yeah,
And they're all related to like the ancient Greek and Roman gods.
that's right. That's right. And so that's everything that they're doing is multi-layer symbolic. It has many symbols at many different levels. And for people who know, they'll know. But if you don't know, you just think they're singing about Mars, or you think that they're just doing whatever. But no, they're talking about something else. And then that relates back to the Epstein files. That's what they're all talking about, the same shit. It all goes back to the same crap. It all ends on that island doing things you shouldn't do with underage individuals. That's how it goes. But you guys want to cap off anything before we close it out here? I'll go to you first, Riley. You got any closing thoughts?
No, I agree with everything that we've talked about, as always.
Well,
I'm looking forward to the cult merch rolling out.
Yeah, we have
What
to.
do we worship? May I recommend the moon? That's what Ye sings about. The moon. What's the symbolism there?
The moon's very interesting because the moon is actually what the Muslims worship. So they worship the moon god. And if you follow back the history of their religion and Allah and the crescent and then all that kind of stuff. but I'll bring all the facts and receipts next time. But
James is probably not going to want us to worship the moon.
No.
James, what you got to tell me what we're worshiping during your wrap up?
Yeah. John, do you have any? Before we jump out of there, where can people follow you, Riley? Where should they? The Clipiverse on YouTube. Where can they follow you?
YouTube.com/@Clipiverse. I'll community post to the wall all of my appearances on YouTube shows. So if you want to watch me, just go check that out.
Yeah,
Thank you.
And follow Riley at CG Scumlord on Twitter.
Oh yeah, on Twitter.
On the
X,
Twitters. I like to say.
I have a new song coming out on the 13th called "I Can Do This Too."
Fantastic.
We're gonna find out if I can eat apples or not. I've been challenged.
Yeah, either soft teeth, I imagine. John, what are your closing thoughts as we roll out of here?
You know, I actually want to bring it back to something we talked about earlier.
Okay.
You were talking about like how a lot of these people just want to let everyone in. They don't believe in borders, and the people that they say we stole the land from, these people saying this stuff all prosper from the fact that we stole said land, and had the natives not let us in, that we wouldn't have stolen their land.
Well, you make up a fantastic contradiction. Yes, I see it.
They want to allow it to happen, thinking that these people from other places are going to come in and just be, oh, we love you guys because you're our friends and you let us in. No, you're going to get decapitated too, motherfuckers.
Yeah, and that really only goes to show how much of a moral relativist these group of people are. And the whole agenda is to put us in a double bind so that we have to do what they want to do. It's not even about the morals. It's about us performing how they want us to perform.
Nope, there's no morals involved at all.
Yeah.
That was my closing thought.
No, I agree with you wholeheartedly, and I think it's hilarious. And where can they find you? I know that they can Third Rail Podcast on the Twitters.
Third Rail Politics on YouTube and Rumble. Third Rail, podcast on Twitter with not spelled out third, just 3RD.
Yeah, because you like to make things hard. I like it.
You'll see me on there. Ray is always reposting me and shit.
Hell yeah. And James, the man with the double glasses. What the hell is going on, man? What do we take away from today? Talk to me, buddy.
I'm into self-worship and the cult of the Bruv. So buy a tracksuit and worship Lord James Crystal.
Yeah, let's
fucking
go.
Get yourself 2 glasses. You got to wear what? You got a pair of glasses, get a beanie, and glasses on the beanie.
Yeah, facts. And thank you, everybody in the chat, for coming by. We got Thanky. First time I've seen you. Shout out to you. We got Curly in the chat. We got Blue Lotus. I hope we answered your question. We'll definitely do a stream on that. That's a much bigger deep dive. We got Carrie C. Shout out to you. She says, let's worship Uranus. We got, who else we got in there? We got, I'm scrolling up. We got Gray Cloudy Day. Shout out to you. I think we were just talking about you. He says he'll be back shortly. He told Vasilis I'd stop by EVS stream and say hi. Fantastic. Thanks for saying hi, buddy. Carrie C says she loves.
Mention me.
Yeah.
Say, I am the new God.
Yeah. Mention James. Shout out to Professor Grass. Out work out there. Sending you some love, buddy. We'll get you on here pretty soon. Who else we got out in the chat? Everybody out in the chat. Anybody? Presby Bra in the chat. Third Rail Politics. Big shout out to Goat Explosions for the $50 super chat today. It's the first $50 one we've had, so I'm going to be clap, 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 clap. I just got the new sound effects. I'll be installing those shortly, and then we'll have a little bit of a crowd to cheer about. But thank you, everybody in the chat, for coming by. Thank you to Riley for coming by and bringing that awesome painting. Thanks to John for coming by and bringing his awesome insights. Appreciate it all the time. And thanks to James for bringing that debonair, Rico Suave umbrage to the stream today. I appreciate it. And everybody, we're out here. So knuckles to you guys. Let's get the hell out of here.